YouTube, it is Hate Week 2023.
The 4th annual Hate Week.
We spent 2 hours hating on everybody, everything, every coach, every player in college football. We have guest haters. It's Hate Week.
And a lightning round that got pretty heated.
Guest haters.
Guest haters.
Like, subscribe, comment.
Comment what you hate.
Oh, God, really?
Well, maybe
it's YouTube.
Don't.
They're going to do that naturally.
Nothing works here anymore. It's only going to get worse, too.
I like this mood, Jackson. Are we recording?
So if they're going to revamp the whole downstairs, are they going to actually rebuild these studios to where they're functional? And
Probably not. No, that hasn't been thought about. Okay. Because the people that make decisions here don't do things. They're not actively doing things, which is, I mean, an issue in any company. But when you don't do things, you don't understand how it works.
Mm-hmm. You sassy today?
A little bit, yeah.
Good.
I was wondering when the podcast was going to start, and I felt like that was a good answer. I'm actually not as sassy as I wish that I was on Hate Week, but I'm sure I can get sassy real quick.
Well, for a stupid bitch like you.
Yeah, there it is. I even listen to like hateful music, and
what's hateful music?
Most of the music that's popular these days.
More just like music I would listen to.
What did you listen to? What did I listen to? I think when I was getting ready, I would listen to Limp Bizkit back in like 2000, 1999. Limp Bizkit, rolling, all that shit.
That's angry music.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh, like
I thought they were the best thing ever back then, but they're not.
Limp Bizkit. Who else?
Eminem is usually a good one.
Eminem's
really
a good one.
DMX.
DMX ain't bad.
Do some barking.
I mean, rap as a whole. Genre.
Yeah, rap as a whole, but older rap, because rap these days, it doesn't have the same stank behind it. Like you get some
but they kill
Marshall
each other
Mathers
more these days.
That's true.
They kill each other like you wouldn't fucking believe. The rappers.
Oh boy.
Like the drill rappers.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hit 'Em Up by Tupac.
Yeah, that's a good one.
R.I.P.
Limp Bizkit. Who's the other guy that was at Woodstock 2.0 or whatever? 98. Woodstock 98 was Limp
99.
Bizkit. There's another.
Well, there was a bunch of angry people.
Who
tore it up? Somebody tore it up.
Oh, I can't sing. Because we'll get demonetized.
What is it?
It's just one of those days where I don't want to wake up.
That's Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
Right?
It is Limp Bizkit? That's a good one.
It's just one of those. Yeah.
That's what they said in the documentary. Really got people going, and it turned. They said once.
Oh, it's called, the literal name of the song, I think, is Break Stuff.
And that's when they said the entire festival turned for the worse. When Limp Bizkit went on and then did the Break Stuff thing, and people just lost it.
By the way, side note, I know you didn't listen to the episode from last week, but we had Gabe Eichert on, and he said that when he listens to this podcast, he gets really frustrated because he's like, when are they going to talk about football? And like 17 minutes into his interview, wasn't 17, but it might be a little, he was like, here I am. I got sucked right into it.
So I leave for a week, and you guys turn this into an Oklahoma suck fest.
That's not what happened.
Just turn it into an Oklahoma love fest. Oh,
no,
Oklahoma.
No.
Did at least one of you stand up and say, y'all might have to fire your shitty coach this year?
I brought up that you said that and asked him his opinion. No, listen. We were pretty complimentary in certain areas.
I don't even know who Gabe Eichert is. Who is that?
Well, I read him your question.
About his hot fiance?
Yeah, she's his wife and now mother of his children.
Let me tell you something. Little backstory there. So I was part of a group that gave away the Werfel. I was a part of the group, but I covered the group. They're down there in Destin. And they gave away the Werfel Trophy because that's where he's from, Fort Walton Beach. Werfel is. And every year they would bring in the Werfel Trophy winner to their All Sports Association banquet. They would have a huge guest speaker. And the guest speaker that year was Deion Sanders. That's the first time I met Deion Sanders.
I remember you telling him that on the Pro Football
So
show.
I met him there, and so Gabe Eichert was the first year that I was there. I was there 2 years. He was the first year that won the Werfel Trophy. The second year, Matt Barkley won it from USC, and Matt Barkley had a woman with him.
Well,
hotter than the surface of the sun.
Well, I mean, can't you?
USC quarterback.
I mean, and he's a good-looking one too.
Yeah, it was something.
Well, did you see that Viva La Stool?
I mean, it was something.
Well, I said this on the episode, and then Viva La Stool, I think it was the Twitter account, picked it up. I said, if there's anything Brandon Walker knows, it's hot women.
Yeah, no, I can document them back. That was 2013, 14, something like that.
So it's Hate Week.
It is Hate Week, and I've been waiting for a time where I felt right. We're going into July 4th. We won't have a show next week. I'm not a big deal. I'm moving.
It's kind of a big deal.
I'm moving tomorrow, so I'm getting a U-Haul. So I'm operating on about 4 hours of sleep.
Well,
I didn't fall asleep till 5 o'clock.
Why?
Don't know. Couldn't sleep. Thinking about everything that's ever happened to me in my life.
Well, that'll happen.
Are you able to sleep at night?
Right now, yes.
When it's time to go to sleep,
yes.
what do you do?
Sleep.
Do you turn the light off and go to sleep? Put your head to the pillow and go to sleep?
Well, now that I have a tiny little human that I
Right.
know I'm going to have to wake up with, yes.
Me? I can't sleep without something occupying my brain. I have to have the TV on. I have to have the TV on.
Well, so I've broken that habit because when my son was in our room with us, because you have to do that for a little bit, we couldn't sleep with the TV on because he's asleep. Then he moved out into his own nursery, and I was like, well, I actually don't need the TV on anymore.
He's got his own apartment now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives over there on 3rd. Mm-hmm. Good for him. He's doing good.
Didn't even need a cosigner.
No, I mean,
we didn't even need a cosigner.
No, he's good. Solid guy.
Yeah.
Solid guy.
It is hard to hate.
He's helping me move.
The fact that you're moving yourself is crazy, but beside the point.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, don't say it on the microphone.
We'll talk later.
It's crazy. What he has to tell you later is nuts, but you can't share that with the people, unfortunately. It's hate week.
It's hate week.
It's hate week.
Let's just hate.
Fucking hate week.
Where's Katie? She can hate with the best of them.
She's covering golf this week.
I hate her.
She hates that she's not here for hate week. This is what, our 4th annual hate week?
How you doing?
3rd annual hate week.
I'm good.
He's sassy today, in a good way. Is this 3rd or 4th hate week?
No idea. 3rd, I think.
Started in 2020.
2020.
Yeah. Because
It's 2023.
Well, this is
wait,
the 4th
this is
one.
the
This is 4th.
Because we did it the first week.
4th annual hate week.
The
Now,
summer.
Right after I got
COVID.
dumped.
The way we're going to do it, you
Fuck
know what?
that guy.
I'll bring it back. Let's start the show, and then I'll
Fuck
introduce
that guy.
how we're going to do it. What? Was that when I had to drive you up to Marty's because you were so sad?
Yeah. That was also COVID, though.
COVID was a weird time.
So, I mean, it wasn't, now that I look back, I'm like, it wasn't
Me,
all
you,
that
Marty
breakup.
Mush, and Dana just at a football field throwing a ball.
Yeah, and then just sat around and drank high noons and fucking Ronkonkoma. Let's start the show.
Hi. Welcome to Unnecessary Roughness, where this week we're going to be gigantic pieces of shit. Hi, Casey.
Hi, Brandon.
Tell them what this show is brought to you by.
It is brought to you by the lovely people at High Noon. Jack, it's getting really hot outside.
And in this podcast studio.
It is very, very hot in this podcast studio. And you know what cools you down? Nothing better than an ice cold High Noon.
Yes, I love me. I think a High Noon right now would really be good for me, but I am going to stay focused, and I think my sass would actually go down a little bit if I had a drink.
Oh, yeah, because it would take the edge off.
Yeah, but we need the edge today. That being said, if you ever want to take the edge off or just enjoy a nice cold beverage this summer, High Noon's going to be right there for you.
Having a High Noon after the Hate Week episode probably is the move because it'll cool you off. It is, I mean, I know all across the country, especially in the South right now, is miserably hot. It's finally hit that point in New York, and it's just sticky and steamy. And this weekend, I had some ice cold High Noon, and of course, we all know the pool pack is the hot pool pack is the hot piece this summer right now.
Yes, yeah, and we also need the peach bath to happen at some point.
I'm not going to stop talking about it.
You know how we could incorporate it? Ice plunges, like cold bath plunges, are the big craze right now. We could somehow say, this is the High Noon cold plunge or whatever. I don't know.
And I'm getting to the point where I'm okay with doing that. Like for the High Noon commercial last week, I was in half of a bathing suit, so I'm getting close to where
yes,
I'd be.
yes. I'm thinking about that too, but I would love to see it at any point. Maybe even next summer. Who knows?
Who knows? So High Noon, you know where to get them. HighNoonSpirits.com, Drizly.
Everywhere.
They're everywhere. If you can't find a High Noon right now, you don't know what you're doing. But again, we love it here. Tequila, vodka, they're all great. Go find yourself some High Noon. It's fucking hate week.
Tag me in. Let's go. All right. So it is hate week. We just have to get the hate out.
Boy, do we have to get the hate out. And you know what's going to happen? This happens every hate week. You know what happened? The cause and effect of hate week?
What?
We find new things to hate.
Yes.
Because people, no fail, will either listen to this episode or watch the clips.
Won't get it.
And won't understand it's hate week. And then I'll find something new to hate for next year.
Now, hate carries over. So a lot of things I hated 3 years ago, I still hate now. So there will be some repeat hate on my list.
Always.
However, to avoid the 2 hour where we just go through every team and hate on them, I thought, let's streamline it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to have 3 separate sections of hate on the show.
Lots of hate.
Okay? The 3 sections are, I have asked the 2 of you and myself to bring 10 things you hate in college football 2023 edition. Mm-hmm. That means you have 10, I have 10, he has 10.
Correct.
We will have guest haters on the show.
Love a good guest hater.
Big Ev, Travy for the boys, some people we've had here to talk about their predictions. They're going to come in. They've been given the task, one thing they hate. So they're going to come right off the rip. And then, at the end, I'm handing this sheet to Noah, and it's going to be lightning hate.
Lightning hate.
Lightning hate.
There's 15 subjects on the sheet.
That's awesome. I love the.
He's going to read.
I love it.
He's going to read the sheet. He's going to read the list.
Yep.
If you'll pass that list to him.
There you go, Noah.
When it's time for lightning hate.
Lightning hate.
We will hate according to the list.
I saw Noah in the kitchen earlier today, and I said, "Are you ready to hate?" And he didn't really respond with an answer of hate. And I said,
Noah, are you capable of hating?
I don't think that he is.
I'm not a hateful person. Sorry.
Noah, you and I are driving on the interstate. You ever driven on the interstate?
Yes.
We're driving, and in the right lane, it's a line of cars. In the left lane, we've pulled out to pass the line of cars, and then another a car pulls out in front of us and goes 3 miles an hour slower than the right lane.
I do actually have that. That's actually a very good example because I do have some.
Do you hate that person?
Road rage. Yes, I do.
Good.
You know what?
You're in the grocery store parking lot. Oh. You're sitting there. You're looking at your phone. You go to get out, but you can't because the guy beside you left his cart right by your door. You can't even move your door. Do you hate that person?
Yeah, I hate that person.
Good.
I've got one for you that I feel like people, unless you live in a walking city, you don't really understand, but it's the road rage of walking. You're walking to work, right? And you get behind a line of tourists, and they are walking the slowest fucking pace they can possibly walk. And then they're spread out across the sidewalk, and you gotta get to work on time. And my God, if you say fucking move, then you're an asshole. You get stuck behind them, and there's nothing you can do.
That's bad. But how about you're in a crowded sidewalk or maybe in the train station, you're going up. How about this lady walking? She's walking. She's walking slowly, but she's just, her eyes are here. How about that fucking lady?
And they wobble, right?
They do wobble.
They don't wobble. You try to go to the left. You try to bob and weave. They bob and weave with you. I was on the phone with my mom one time, and I said, you need to get the fuck out of my way, which I don't say normally to people because I try to be nice. My mom was just like so ashamed. She was like, and I said, Mom, when you're driving on the highway and someone drives like an asshole in front of you, do you curse them out? She was like, well, yeah, they can't hear me. I was like, well, this is my commute. My walk to work is my highway.
You know, a lot of people in New York think it's not a sidewalk, it's a side stand. They'll just stand there. They'll just kind of, especially like a hotel. Oh, they think they're just that's their waiting room.
No, people
are the worst.
There's some people who really will stand in just the worst spots. It even happens in our office. People will just have a conversation right in the middle of the hallway. It's like, hey guys, this hallway is like this size. Yeah. We have some
fucking
people bigger than the hallway. Come on, guys.
I mean, when I was 9 months pregnant, it's hard to walk when you're 9 months pregnant. There were people I could walk faster than every time I walked on the sidewalk. People don't fucking walk fast.
Now, I hate when you got somebody that you work with and you got a big show and everything's good and they go off and get pregnant. And then it just changes everything.
What about if that person left the city that everyone's in?
Yeah, good point. Just up and ditches the show, the crew.
I don't follow.
But you're right. The pregnancy, we hated that pregnancy.
We did.
But
that was bullshit. But Kayce, you got to admit that was bullshit.
But the timing was great. I didn't miss any of the season.
Would you do? We
literally interviewed. We had to interview the worst person to ever walk on Earth.
Will you apologize to us for the pregnancy right now?
No.
Just say you're sorry.
I'm not sorry.
Unbelievable.
You guys did have one of the
worst person on Earth.
No, on Earth.
Currently on Earth, yeah, but I mean.
Let me tell you something. We had a person that was so bad, it made me stand up and say, I can't do this.
It was so bad.
And I can do anything.
When you guys sent the clip and I saw you, like when you said you left, I was like, okay, I'm sure this was like a funny, dramatic. No. Like you just left. Like
you took off the headphones and you're like, we can't do this. And I was like, yeah, we got to stop. We got to.
I will not.
I was like, we got to stop this. And Noah was there.
Will you apologize?
No. What do you hate babies?
Well, your kid's not a baby.
It is New York City.
Kid's in junior college.
Jack.
Speaking of, Katie just skipped out on Hate Week.
She had a reason. She didn't want to.
She didn't want to, yeah.
She's working. With Rico, apparently.
Yeah, which I got beef with that, too.
There's just a lot of beef all over the place.
It's good timing.
She tweeted out a picture of Rico winning the dozen the night he won the dozen.
That was crazy.
That was crazy!
Nah, how she was being disrespectful to you on the night of the dozen, that was crazy.
It was unbelievable. I don't think I've recovered from it.
I don't know if we'll ever be the same. Disrespectful.
No, it was crazy. He obviously was hurting. We didn't need to kick the man while he was down, and everyone was making.
She tweets out a picture of Rico holding up the trophy.
Kirk Minahan texted me about how down bad you were. He was like,
well, he wanted to win. People, when they lose,
I'm a competitor.
I just like that Kirk
to
came to me to talk shit about you.
I think he went to everybody in the company to talk shit about me.
Yeah, but it meant more because he was talking to me about it.
All right.
Fucking Hate Week.
All right, you ready?
Doesn't what was the week? Respect Week?
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel the same.
No, because I'm faking it mostly. Because I don't respect anybody. Yeah.
Now, this feels real. Like, the more we've talked, the more I'm realizing I really do hate.
Because, and I'll be honest, I've said it before, I love Mississippi State.
Oh, did you see my tweets this weekend?
I hate Ohio State. I hate Michigan. I hate South Carolina. I hate Clemson. I hate Tulane. I hate Alabama. I hate Missouri. I hate Colorado State. I hate everybody that ain't me.
You don't hate Tulane. What is there to hate about Tulane?
Oh, no, they're a little bit. What is there to hate about Tulane?
First
Are you kidding?
First of all,
have you seen the people that go there?
They're also in love. They're in love with their own farts on this uniform stuff. They came up with a good uniform a couple years ago, and they beat you over the head with it.
I will. The only reason I said
really
Tulane,
leading off with hating on Tulane.
Well, the reason because Tulane was the first
upset
one
of the century.
Well, it's because it was the first school that he named, and I was like, you don't really have any hate for Tulane. You know what I realized? I also hate Tulane.
Plus 5,000.
They act like the way they won the bowl game last year, which was a good one.
No, that
Don't
was
get me wrong.
cool.
It was cool, but come on. Well,
that's just your USC.
Whenever
I fucking hate that too.
Whenever a G5 team has a big win or has a good season, that's great. But they'll live off that animal's carcass for years.
Oh, yeah.
They will live off that animal's carcass for years.
They think they should be get an invite back to the SEC.
Correct. Yes.
I mean, let us not forget, Jack, that one of our first hates together was UCF.
Oh, that's true.
We had a collective hate, you and I, in 2018.
They did
that fucking national championship.
Yeah, but they manifested their way to the top. They're in it now. They made their way to the dance.
That's fine, but they didn't win a national championship. And remember the fucking card table they had to sit at, or the president sat at with like the chair with the logo?
It's on their press box.
I can't even hate on Tulane because Tulane plays Ole Miss this year. I've been throwing out stuff because I'm moving. I threw out most of my college football shirts that I had accrued over the years.
Which was stupid.
I threw out a lot of them, but I had to keep the Tulane one just in case they beat Ole Miss in week 2.
Yep.
Also, isn't Tulane, like the green wave one, pretty cool looking?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do think they got great colors.
No, but I think that specific shirt that you have, I feel like I've seen you wear it before. It's actually like a cool shirt.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It doesn't just say like Tulane.
Yeah, sure.
Unless I'm not remembering
the right one. It's the blue and the all right.
But there's like the green on it.
Y'all want to hate?
I want to hate. I have one on here that I'm actually nervous about speaking into existence.
I have one that I have pussyfooted around for years, and I'm finally going to say it, and I think I'll lead off with it. But you guys, if you don't want, this will be one of the spiciest ones. If you want me to save the spice, I can save the spice.
I've got one that's very spicy too.
Yeah, I'm going to go spicy off the top.
Should we go spicy off the top?
You go spicy off the top?
I mean, all of them are very spicy.
My list kind of goes down to the spiciness.
Okay, you're gonna start off with
but it's mixed in. One of my spiciest takes, I think. I'm gonna hit you with the jab and then a right hook.
I'm going first. Do y'all want spice or do y'all want?
I think it's up to you. I think it's how much you want to hate. I know I have one that I feel like is probably gonna.
Actually, let's
ease in.
Ease into it. All right, we'll ease into the pool. We'll ease into the pool. Okay. All right.
It is hate week.
Pool.
All right,
there are people out there that have never listened to a hate week before, so maybe we shouldn't be diabolical off the top.
Let's go. Here we go. I'll start off.
Okay.
Not the number one thing.
Just say
the first thing.
No particular order.
The first thing I hate about college football in 2023, since I can't go spicy, the first thing I hate about college football in 2023, Kirby Smart's stupid ass face. Kirby Smart is the best coach in football right now. I think he has supplanted Nick Saban. He's won 2 straight national titles. You can't overstate how good he is. He has resurrected Georgia and created them into the biggest monster in college football. That goddamn smug ass face with that visor. I hate that face. He looks like somebody that would be giving you stock tips on the 16th at Atlanta Country Club. I hate him. I hate his face. His face is stupid. His face looks like somebody that is sitting at a bar opening a week's worth of mail on a Tuesday. I don't like his face.
Just his face.
Just his face.
The symmetrical.
No, he's just got that face of he looks like a fan. He looks like a college football fan. I don't think there's any college football coach in America that looks more like a fan of their school than Kirby Smart looks like a fan of Georgia. And y'all know that's right. He looks like every Georgia fan that's ever lived.
I was in the Atlanta airport.
You saw 28
on
Kirby
Saturday. It's crazy. There's I don't know how to describe it, and I don't know why it is, but there's a type of person that looks kind of like a mix of Kirby Smart, Brody Croyle, like just
khaki shorts, polo shirts.
Yes. Kind of
visor,
a swoop.
Little swoop.
Little swoop. Nothing big, though.
Either wearing sunglasses here or up here?
On the croquis.
On the croquis, yes.
On the croquis.
Not close to fat, but they're not in shape.
Correct.
Yeah, they're not, like, it's a weird body.
Used to be an athlete, but hasn't really.
And, man, Kirby Smart does look like a Georgia fan.
Kirby Smart is the most fan-looking coach in America. Maybe Bielema, but I hate Kirby Smart's face. Great coach, phenomenal coach. I would absolutely kill people to have him as my coach next year.
You just hate his face.
I hate his face.
Just to add on to that one, I'll go ahead and go into mine. I hate this.
Is this your official hate?
No. I'm just going to add on really quick, and then I'll go into mine.
Add on hate?
The smirk that Kirby Smart has.
I love it.
The smirk that's just like not only, and he is smarter than us. Don't get me wrong. But it's that smirk that you just want to slap off. You know who else has it? Is Mel Tucker. That smirk.
I think every good coach probably has it.
See, Nick Saban's smirk doesn't irk me as bad. And he has one. Don't get me wrong. And all coaches have them. But there's something about Kirby Smart, Mel Tucker. Even Dabo. The smirk. It's just like, that smirk isn't just like, oh, he's kind of
Dabo's
reacting.
whole life is a smirk.
Well, you hate Dabo. We know this. You hate Dabo.
All right, what are you leading off with?
This one's not spicy at all, and I feel like this is a repeat, but this is a PSA because people out there, if you are one of these people, we hate you, you suck. If you think that you can have a wedding in the fall and you are more important than college football fans, I hate you. And I understand. Now, Brandon, I know you and your wife had one, so I'm just going to keep it moving. You guys are great people. I understand your wedding is supposed to be the best day of your life, maybe the best 2-3 days of your life, depending on how many times you get married. It's not all about you. People want, if you're a college football fan or you have friends that are college football fans, or I don't know, people who cover college football for a living.
Relax.
That's unreal. You're just making their wedding about you.
No, it's just have it when everybody wants to be there, because I've had friends who've gotten married. Now, I can't go. That's fine. I have to work. I have an excuse. You know how many people are sitting there being like, I really fucking wish I could be at a football game right now?
You're in your early 30s, I would assume. You're in your
late 20s.
You're late 20s, which means 4 or 5 years ago, you came through the wedding portion of your life where a lot of your friends were getting married.
Yes.
Did it wreck some of your seasons?
Well, no, because I always worked. That's the thing. I always had an excuse. If you work in sports and you have, if you miss holidays, you miss weddings, parties, whatever, it's fine because it's your job. If you have to go, especially if, and it's always like when they're like, oh, well, my home, or the home, what am I looking for? The home team playing away. It's an away weekend, or it's a bye weekend. Well, there's other fucking games being played.
Well, here's the thing about that.
What word was I looking for?
A wedding is an all-day event.
Yes.
It's an all-day event. It's an all-weekend event, really. So you don't even get to enjoy any of it. Now, I have a counter addendum to your hate.
You guys got married on
Mississippi
a bye
State
week?
was off. Ole Miss was off.
Okay,
yeah.
that is different.
Yeah.
I still think people are selfish for doing that.
Probably. We were bad selfish, but whatever. I was also poor, and it was the cheapest time of the year to get married. Addendum to that. Nobody ever talks about this when they talk about fall weddings.
Okay.
Forget about the bride and the groom. But the game you watch at a wedding where you and 7 or 8 other guys have found a TV in the corner or found a TV in another room, a side room, maybe wherever you found it. I once went to a wedding that was at a golf club, and we went down to the men's clubhouse and watched a game. That game you watch with those guys, you're all in the war together. That's an elite TV watching experience.
Okay, here's another add-on to that add-on. The people who then get mad that group of guys or group of people is doing that, those people suck.
Well, those people should die.
Those people, like whenever, like,
and you know what those are called?
Wives.
Women.
Well, not all women.
Well,
But
we'd have to.
I mean,
most of them.
usually, like if you see like a wife get mad or like a girlfriend or somebody get mad and they take the phone away,
Yeah.
just if I have to be sitting at a wedding during an important football game, I'm going to be watching it under the table.
If my
Write another.
if I had a girlfriend and she took my phone away, ugh,
Oh, well, no, I mean,
That would be-
you
I
can't
had
date
another-
somebody that
I
does
had
that.
another list of hate right there.
that would be the end of a
Misogynistic
relationship.
Barstool Sports.
What? I can't
Well,
hate
you
on
work
women.
for you work for Barstool Sports, so
It's
of course
true.
you do. But no, I understand people have to get married in the fall, but you have to also understand that if you are a person who has a lot of friends who cover or who watch, who love whatever college football, and you do it, just know that people are cursing at you when they get that invitation. Just know.
Jack?
All right, this is actually kind of like my first jab at you guys.
Oh.
But this
What
is
the
a
fuck?
jab for a lot of people. At a jab for a lot of people. I realized when I was making this
I thought you
list.
hated the jab.
Nah, this is a boom jab, not
Okay.
not a. I'm gonna give you a jab and I'm gonna tell you it's gonna work 100%,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
then
boy.
but in 3 months we gotta get
Not
you
the
another one.
myocarditis jab.
No, not
Oh,
that
boy,
one.
okay.
This one is about.
Never ceases
So
to
my
amaze me.
first topic of hate is people who don't understand recruiting and how important it is, and how it's the backbone of society, and your favorite college football team. And I think you should open up your eyes to all of the facts that support it and whatnot.
I have,
Well,
I have one too.
Well, Jack, this is a dated piece of hate from you. You know why? Because Mississippi State just last week decided they were going to try this recruiting thing.
You guys are on fire.
We're on. I think I like this recruiting
No,
stuff.
you guys.
We got 5 4-stars last
Yep.
week.
Don't let it trick you.
No,
Don't let it fool you.
shit.
Don't let it
No,
fool you.
I'm Mr.
Don't let it
Recruiting now.
fool
I'm
you.
Mr.
Don't let it
Recruiting.
fool
No,
you.
no, no.
Don't let it fool you.
They got some good ones
Oh
last
no,
week.
that's fine. Don't let it fool
I'm a
you.
recruiting
Been
guy
there.
now. I'm a
Been
recruiting
there.
guy now.
Have you ever get that #1 class and not make a bowl game? Just saying, been there.
Oh, Jesus
It
Christ.
takes time to develop.
All right, continue.
But yeah, I just think if you are in the year 2023 and you're not respecting recruiting, it's time for you to wake up, okay?
But don't you, Jack, don't you think there's nuance that you're not mentioning there?
There are flaws in any system.
Okay, I'm going to skip you really quick because I have the anti-take for him on my list.
Is your list over there? Is it
Well, that's my first.
No, I'm
but
no,
is that your first topic over?
Yeah, you guys can. I'm always open to a rebuttal. You know me.
Okay.
It's not. I'm not going to hate on recruiting. I'm going to hate on recruiters. Some of them, not all of them.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
The guys who sit at their desks in godforsaken nowhere and brag that they met a 17-year-old
No,
and
they
they
don't
got
do
their
that.
number. Oh, Jack, come
They
on.
don't
You know what?
do
You know what?
that.
Jack, yes,
Let me shut
they
this down.
do.
Let me shut this down because I'm coming over the top.
These
With a
guys
right
sit at home
cross.
and they're like, "Pfft, I went to this pool party and these recruits were there and I talked to them and boy, they be
I'm
loving this campus.
Let me come over
Boy, they be loving this coaching
Let me
staff.
come over the top with a take about this, okay?
You know I'm right too.
You know who
Not the head guys. I'm talking about the low-level recruiting guys that think it's cool to have a 16-year-old's number in their phone.
You know who I hate? You know who the people that suck? When it comes to recruiting, I hate the white fans on Twitter that talk black to recruits.
No,
Yeah, no, we're doing it. We're doing it. When you have a grown-ass man with a goddamn longhorn or a horn frog as his avatar on Twitter,
No.
and it's a white guy that works at Nacogdoches Country Club, or he works at the damn grocery store, or he works at Abercrombie and Fitch, and he goes on a 17-year-old's Twitter and replies, "Pull up, bruh. God damn it, you're 38, all right? You go to the local Methodist church. Your wife's name is Leanne, all right? You're not saying pull up, bruh.
No,
You're not
no,
talking like that. You're not saying come on, fam. You don't talk like that. But just because this 17-year-old kid is a 5-star, a 4-star, and he's going to change your thoughts about Saturdays, you're talking to him like you think he wants to be talked to. It's bullshit. You guys know I'm right, too. You
Yes.
guys know
No,
I'm right.
it's the guys who are doing it thinking that they're not fooling anybody.
They-
It's unironic.
This guy
it's
is
hilarious.
39
Yes.
years old. He's got a picture of himself as a goddamn T-ball coach as his avatar, and he's saying, pull up, bro, to somebody he's never met in his life.
no, but he wants him to pull up to campus.
Right, yeah. That's not how he talks, Jack. That's not how he talks.
It's not. But it's so accurate.
You guys know this person exists.
No,
you
you're
guys
right.
Oh,
know
yeah.
there are people that will call somebody fam and it will say these things, pull up, and all these things. They'll just read these guys' tweets and they'll mock them, or not mock them, but they'll mimic them to talk to them.
Oh, no, they're not mocking
it's
them.
the cringiest fucking thing
Right,
in
no,
the world.
they think that they're doing well. They probably are the same people that have to, like, Urban Dictionary a lot of, like,
Yes.
the current things that are being said on Twitter, which, again, like, as we get older, I've had Urban Dictionary a thing or two. I also work somewhere where I hear it all the time. If you have to sit at home and be like, all right, how do I spell bruh for this tweet, you just probably shouldn't send
Did you
it.
think exactly? Somebody had to Google the word bruh. Do you think that was too spicy? If we're gonna hate, we're hating.
No, I think it was too
but,
spicy.
But that was a good, like, a 1-2 punch because
Yeah.
it was like, Jack is right.
Those
People that hate
guys
recruiting-
suck.
Let's just, can we say what it is? Unless you're like, and I know recruiting has to happen across the board. I get that. It's a very important industry to be in. There are just a section of people that work in recruiting that just suck overall.
But there's a section of college football podcasters that suck.
Well,
definitely.
Let me go.
But they're the same people that like tweet, like when a kid decides to decommit from a school.
There's
they
not
tweet
that
talking
much
shit.
of that. It's like there may be burners, but like there may be like people with
Jack.
5 followers. You can't find that much.
Well,
Like,
we're-
find me a lot of Nebraska fans telling like Dylan Raiola, or Ohio State fans telling Dylan Raiola he's worthless because he decommitted from Ohio
well,
State.
can I just dive bomb one more time as while we're on recruiting?
Yes.
There's one more thing, and this will be my third thing I've already said, so I'll have to wait and let you guys go. When it comes to recruiting, I kind of hate some of the verbiage and some of the attitudes and some of the trends we see with recruits themselves. When a recruit commits to somewhere, and then when a recruit is committed, and then he decides to decommit, and he uses a decommit graphic, and he puts out a picture of himself, and he says God's plan, or he says something like that, and he will say, unfortunately today I have decommitted from University of Washington, and I am looking at these schools. I want to thank their coaching staff, and at the end he will put this 3-word phrase. Do you know what that 3-word phrase is? Respect my decision. Motherfucker, you didn't respect your decision. You're the one that committed somewhere, said you were going there, made plans, got everybody happy, and then you said, nah, actually, I was just kidding. I'm going somewhere else. Respect my decision. How about you respect your decision first? There.
This is full of hate.
It's hate week.
Also, though, not to not hate on that hate, but
Also, kids can do whatever they want. If they want to go somewhere, they can go somewhere.
and social media has created that level of
Social media
importance to people.
stinks. All right.
That level of importance is not a thing until somebody made it that way.
Jack, you do one.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just put away my list. Number 2, I really hate when people compare college football to the NFL. It's just something, and this is what college football fans will do it too, and say, oh my God, this is why college football is so much better than the NFL. Guys, we can enjoy both. It's very rare there's a game on it. I guess every Thursday because there's games on ESPN and then NFL or Amazon Prime now. But I think comparing college football to the NFL is missing the point. They're a little bit different, or actually much different. It's just there's things that are a lot different about college football are looking at teams, coaches, players, fan bases, atmospheres, everything that makes both sports so special. And then people will look at things and say, oh, this is what makes it better. That's what makes it better. Guys, we can enjoy both. I really like the NFL. I really like college football. I'm not on an NFL podcast, but I still love watching the NFL. And then I can also love watching college football. And if you don't like the NFL, it doesn't mean that college football is better. It's another thing. So I think comparing the two misses the point. They're the 2 biggest sports in America. It's not even close. And the NFL's number 1 by far. College football's number 2 by far, but they're not really close to number 1. But it's just because the NFL is really cool and it's massive. College football is also really cool, not as massive, but still really big.
It is so annoying when you tweet about loving college football and you get all the NFL all the NFL bros underneath it being like, "Whoa, imagine watching kids play."
There's
it's like,
also a college football elitist though that really missed the point. Like, man, they make it their like identity. Man, I love watching college football so much. The NFL is so boring. Okay. They're different sports. They really are different
it's
sports.
also
They're different
just
sports.
like if you love the sport of football, you love college football on Saturdays, NFL on Sundays, or any other day. It's like you're still watching football.
think-
It's just different levels because guess what? One is college and one is professional.
When it comes to American society, I think the one thing we perfected was the football weekend.
Yeah, and we did it really well.
Thursday we'll give you a decent college game, a good NFL game, maybe a decent NFL game. Saturday, we're hitting you with every shot we can of college football. Sunday, we come over the top with NFL football. Monday, we got
and then Friday we'll give you your high school.
Friday, we're going to give you your high school.
And then
we're going to give you a couple Pac-12 games. We'll give you Louisville, Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Like, we have perfected the football weekend.
Because you don't notice it until football's over. That you look at your schedule on a Saturday, you're like, what should I do today?
That's Saturday after the championship games.
Yeah.
You got Army Navy, but that's one game.
And then you have like some bowl games,
but it just doesn't. It's empty.
Just,
you're empty for about 3 weeks. Thank God Christmas is there to fill the hole.
Yes.
Because otherwise you're just empty
until the playoff expands. I know football is the least amount of games played of all the other sports because it's the hardest one of at least the four major sports. But there, other than maybe like Sunday night baseball, there's not where you're like, that's the game that's being played on this day. It's just not. Just Friday Night Lights.
Let's go with it's your turn.
It's my turn?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to feel like it's a little bit biased, but it's not. But it just happens to be the current example of the times. Maybe schools like OU, schools like Texas, happen to be going to a new conference next year and thinking it's going to be fucking easy. Anytime new schools, and this is across the board, we can even use UCLA and USC if we want to for the Big Ten, any type of conference realignment, when those fan bases sit back and think it's going to be fucking easy to walk into a new conference, I hate it. I hate it because even if you've had success or you've not had success, you are going to a new conference. You are moving into a new neighborhood. You are going to a new school. You are going into a new job. If you walk into your new job and you walk in like your shit doesn't stink in the front door the first day, everybody at that job hates you. You are immediately the asshole. Like, well, who does this guy fucking think he is? The way that OU, and I've seen it more with OU because I think I battle with OU more, which is ironic. But the way that OU and Texas fans are acting about walking into the SEC is mind-boggling to me. And it's happened for years. It's just the current one right now. The people coming at me with the Gabe Eichert stuff when he was like, well, I think we're going to have success right away. Like, well, yeah, how the fuck would you know? You're from a poverty school. It's like, it's any school that does it. You cannot walk in acting like you're the big king on the hill when you're the new kid on the block. And if you find success right away, congratulations. But everyone fucking hates you if you think it's not going to be hard to move into a new conference.
I think there's a lot of rationalizing there, and we always think our team's going to be the best possible version of itself, right?
I don't think that's true.
I think most people do. Most fans, like, they're going to come up every fan base this year has a ceiling for their team and a floor, and the floor is usually like 6-6.
But the difference is like I'm not saying they should all come in and be like, oh, it's going to be hard. It's going to be so hard. We're going to lose a bunch. But acting like it's just not going to be hard at all. Like, who cares? We're just going into the SEC. Like, what? We're going to have to maybe play Georgia once a year. Like, that to me is mind blowing.
All right.
If a UCLA fan did that about Ohio State, wouldn't you just be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I would be very amused. I kind of want UCLA fans to do
it's
that.
fun to hate
That'd be
on
so
it.
funny.
It'd be so funny. But that's what's happening right now.
If UCLA fans just took a picture of their tailgates with 7 people here and said, this is real football right here. Columbus doesn't know what's going to hit it. Okay. I feel like my hates are a little more controversial so far.
Oh, no, I've got some.
My number 4, 3, 5, wherever I'm at. Auburn fans. I feel like Brian Harsin not being good the last couple of years and Auburn being downtrodden and down a little bit has kind of obscured the fact that Auburn fans just flat out suck. Don't forget, Brian Harsin, his only sin was not being a very good SEC football coach. They're the ones that went to Boise State and found him and hired him. They brought him down, and when they got him there, Auburn fans subjected him to fucking torture. They subjected him to all kinds of stuff. They literally, Auburn pushed a narrative that he was having an affair with a staffer. They put the staffer's picture out everywhere. Auburn fans did this to justify firing the guy. Again, his sin, he lost some football games. He seems like a very solid guy, a very stand-up guy. But here's the thing, because Auburn will sit there and they'll tell you about integrity and discipline. Auburn will tell you about family and how the Auburn way is so moral and righteous. And what did they do? They came up with these rumors and everything about this guy and tried to get him fired. And once they fired him, they went and hired Hugh motherfucking Freeze, the dirtiest, skeeviest, nastiest coach in college football, who literally was thrown out of Ole Miss for calling hookers. You came up with rumors to get this one good guy out of there. You lied about him. And then you hired a guy whose crime was the exact same thing you framed the other guy for. You pieces of shit. What?
Jack did not like this one.
I started with the fact that we kind of contributed to the
but we're a smut.
or whatever.
We're pieces of shit. We're a smut blog.
I know we are. That is true. We are. We can, and we're not going. We're not saying we're.
I'm not pretending to be.
I know. I
don't say we're integrity. I don't say we're family.
But
I hate all of
he
y'all.
wasn't a great football coach. That's
the point, Jack. He wasn't a great football coach. Okay. So fire him for not being a football coach.
That's fair.
Fire him for not winning games. Don't drag his family into the mud. His kids had to see that shit.
No,
his
I know,
kids
I
went
know.
to school at Auburn.
But
and they had to go through fucking hell because he only won 5 games.
But that's the business he chose.
No.
That's
That's not the business he chose.
No.
I'm sorry, Jack.
No.
Jack,
You don't choose to get fake affairs made up.
No, that doesn't happen in Arizona. It doesn't happen at Wake Forest. It doesn't even happen in Michigan. But it happens at Auburn because they lie about their integrity. They lie about their moral institution. All they care about is winning fucking football games. They'll cut your throat and steal your heart to win football games and then act like they got family and their integrity and all that. Bullshit. Okay? That's why they hired a guy that's one of the biggest assholes in college football because he can win football games.
Also, call me crazy. I mean, not that, we're going to like level sins here, but let's just say he did have that affair. A consensual affair with
Good for him, frankly.
Well, I mean, she was very hot. He didn't, but let's just say he did. That's also like on the scale of sins here, better than calling hookers for recruits.
I mean, if you fire him for that and then you go hire a guy who did the same thing.
Jack, you can't say he signed up for getting fake affairs made up.
No, but that's the business. There's a great scene in The Godfather. Hyman Roth is talking.
Well, that's Godfather 2, right? Hyman
Yes.
Roth isn't even in one.
So it's Godfather 2. Sorry, I apologize.
Jesus.
Hyman Roth goes and he talks about after Mo Green was killed by Michael Corleone and whatnot. He said
Spoiler alert.
told him that was like my friend. That's my guy.
He's been out 50 years.
And I didn't. Spoiler alert, yes. And you know what I did? I didn't ask who gave the order. I didn't start anything else. You know why? Because this is the business that I chose. And guess what? If you want to go this is why I don't feel bad for people where it's like, how can you do this to
Jack,
them?
they made up an affair.
Guess what?
Jack, are you saying if 2 years ago Auburn said
if you don't want to play this game, don't come into the arena.
Jack, if Auburn, when they flew out to Boise and said, hey, coach, we want you to come down to Auburn and win football games. We think you're a great coach. Here, the thing is, if you have a losing record your first season, we're going to say you had an affair with a 22-year-old and ruin your kids' lives. Is that cool?
Jack,
All right, go ahead
think
and
of
sign
the women
paper.
and children,
You think he signs
Jack.
that paper?
Jack, think of the women and children. You think his wife and children signed up for that shit?
Well,
he didn't do it.
How do you know he didn't do it?
Well, no.
Well, no, I think isn't that
You know who also came with him from Boise?
her?
Oh, okay. All
All I'm
you
saying
an Auburn
is-
fan now?
No. All I'm
Wait,
saying is it's the
didn't-
business you chose.
Didn't they
Jack-
say that he didn't do it?
Who knows? I don't care if he did it or not.
Well, it's kind
I'm
of
just saying.
If he didn't do it, he didn't
I'm
do
just
it.
saying to come up with that as a reason to explore firing him and then hiring Hugh Freeze is the biggest hypocritical thing that's ever happened in college
fair
football.
hate. And
All right.
we don't have to be rational here.
Yeah. All right. Who's next?
I will stand tooth and nail with it's the business you chose. It's SEC football. If you don't like it, stay in the Mountain West.
Well,
Go.
Oh.
I also think it's very funny that Jack was very self-aware that like we kind of perpetuated that.
Yeah.
But
I understand my sins.
I was doing this whole thing for the clip. I was preaching. I was standing up. I was talking loud, and he's just over here grinning and laughing the whole
But
time.
you-
Oh no!
I
He
didn't-
wasn't,
I
he
didn't
wasn't just
interrupt
grinning
you,
laughing.
though,
He
but
al-
I didn't
no.
interrupt you.
He also like had his hands on his head at one point. I was like, oh, Jack's got something good cooking.
All right, give me one.
Okay. I am really starting to hate people that don't understand why expanding the college football playoff could be bad.
You
Jack.
hold on.
Jack just hates us.
Yeah. I think
know
there's
what? Jack
something.
just hates
I
us.
think there's something deeper going on here.
No.
You. What's going on here?
Let me check
Everything
with
that
the
you
Are
said
you
rest.
is-
joining cover 3? Are you working for Pate? What's going on here?
No, I only have one more that
Brandon, everything-
You only have one more.
that pertains
Everything
to you
he
guys.
said is
Everything he
against
said
us.
is like Casey and Brandon kind of suck.
I told you guys I was gonna jab, and I have a right hook coming later.
Well, I haven't jabbed you at once.
You can jab me all you want. I understand. It's the business I chose. I just think there is a downside, and I am on the side of it's going to be good. I'm excited, but there's a downside to it. I think there could be some looking back at these iconic regular season games we have may be degraded in value. That being said, I think the percentage chance is much in the favor of it being good for the sport. But the people that what?
I was just checking to see that fence you're riding.
Oh, what?
You're riding the fence. You're riding the fence.
You want to walk the line, Brandon Walker.
Say it with your chest.
What you're saying is, I think the playoff's going to be good and it's going to be awesome. Also, the playoff might be bad and it might not be awesome. Pick a side. If you're going to be on this side, don't say this side's better.
I hate people that don't understand probability. There's a chance.
Okay, you know what?
There's no chance I understand probability.
No, you do.
I hate the people that every time you talk about the playoff, they're on there and they're like, "Oh, you're just gonna ruin the sport. The sport's ruined now." Well, then don't fucking watch it anymore.
No, it's fair. That's a fair hate.
Don't fucking watch it
When
then.
you
can
say,
hate my hate.
When you say it's going to ruin the regular season, like literally take an objective look at week 1 of this season or week 2. What are we talking about? 3 big games of week 2, 3 big games of week 1. Like, I don't know that you're ruining much. And it's the sport's changing, but whatever. I don't want to get off into that talk today because it's bullshit. But you are on the fence.
And he just hates us.
You're on the fence hating is what you're doing.
No, I'm not.
All right, you go.
I hate the people who are still talking shit about players making money. I hate you people. The people that now that the NIL is pushed through, and I know there's a lot of things that are going on with it, and we're going to have to figure it out, and it's going to be just a project that keeps changing. And it's always old white men. It's always old white men. Sorry, it's true.
No,
It's not. Yes, it is.
I've seen ex college football players say that it's not.
No,
the
I'm not
best
talking about I'm talking about the guys that say my kids had to pay to go to college. I had to pay to get my degree. I had to do it. Why don't they?
I also don't want to attack, which is like 90% of our audience or demographic.
Should we cut that part?
No.
They're fine.
It's
hate week.
I'm attacking Brandon.
It's hate. Jesus Christ. The fuck is going on around here?
Are you not an old white guy?
He's not
I
old.
didn't say I'm old. I'm
You're not old.
44. I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm in good shape.
You know what?
Cool shoes.
Cool shoes.
You know what I'll do? I'll throw one of my own under the bus.
No, I don't want you to.
Okay, I won't do it. What?
Nothing.
You know the people I'm talking about.
I'm catching it from both sides here.
It's the people who are like, these kids should have to do what I had to do and pay for school. I didn't make any money. Yeah, well, shut the fuck up. You weren't good enough at football. You weren't good enough at basketball. And I know that this is a recycled take. I do this all the time. But it still happens all the time. And now that the NIL is a thing, now there are people that are trying to poke holes in that. And I will say, on the flip side of it, there are also people who are like, well, now it's fixed. It's still not fucking fixed. It's getting better. It's getting better. It's not fixed. Players deserve so much more. Look at the billions of dollars that are coming in. And if you are sad that your kid had to pay because they had a C GPA in high school and couldn't throw a football to save their fucking life, I don't know what to tell you. Make your kid better at football.
That's good advice, actually. How many you got left on your list? We're about halfway, maybe? 4 or 5?
Yeah, I have 9, but I can
You have 9 left on your list?
No, I have 9 total, but I can cut some.
How many have you done so far?
I don't even.
I've done 3.
Do y'all want to bring in the guest haters now and then circle back and finish our list in a minute?
We could bring Travy in.
Yeah.
Big T still recording Dawson.
Okay, can you go get our guest haters? Noah?
I can just text Travy.
All right, let's do another take, and as Travy's coming in, we'll transition to him. Okay.
Go ahead and take your next one.
Oh, God, scratch out Auburn fans.
Can I ask you about the Auburn fan thing really quick? Let's just say they didn't hire Hugh Freeze. They hired somebody else.
I think that makes it a lot better.
Right. It's because they went and hired.
Correct. Yeah,
Hugh
I think that
Freeze.
makes it a lot better.
Still is bullshit if you make up affairs.
I just got a couple mild ones in here, so I'll slide them in.
Okay.
As I think I've gone spicy.
Okay.
So here's a little bit of this is some mild gumbo right here, right? It doesn't have the peppers and the hot andouille
that's bullshit
sausage.
gumbo then.
Not that I don't even think gumbo has peppers, but anyway.
Well, it's not spicy gumbo is bullshit.
Here's something I hate. Really, I just don't give a fuck about it at all. I don't care what the playoff committee chair has to say after they unveil the playoff committee or the playoff ever. Every time ESPN gives us the playoff and they say, well, now we're going to talk to the playoff committee chair and we're going to say, I don't give a fuck what he has to say. If you've told me the 4 teams for the playoff, the 6 teams or whatever, I don't give a fuck. Sit down right there, Travy. So
Please.
Maybe that's not hate, But the fact that ESPN keeps running it back out, and then maybe people will tweet about it, that guy's an old doofus that's just on a committee of something. I don't give a shit what he has to say about anything.
You don't like to hear the reasoning of why they did stuff?
I don't think I've known that guy's name for the last since the
no,
playoff started.
I'm not
I
saying
don't give a
that
fuck who it
specific
is.
guy, but I'm saying you don't want to know
Don't care.
I feel like
Isn't it Kirby something?
Tell me the teams. Hokut? Is that
Hoka? Yeah, I think
the
it's
way
Kirby
that
Hoka.
refs should have to stand up after games. I feel like this guy, I don't know his name either, Kirby Hocut, if that is his name, should have to stand up and actually answer real questions like, well, why do you
They
think
don't really
this?
answer real questions.
They don't. That's what I'm saying. They should.
All right, Travy, you are an Alabama fan.
It's hate week.
That makes you hateable because you could have been a fan of anybody in the country, and you're just a dick rider. So,
Not true.
Travy, last year you sat here and said, we'll see you in January for the
Yeah.
playoff.
95% chance.
He didn't just say it.
Didn't catch you in January. Didn't see you.
No, not this year.
No.
But you weren't here the last time we did Hate Week, so I did tell them that it was 95% was the chance last year.
Well, will we see you this January?
I believe so.
Yeah, I bet you do. All right, we gave you a task.
Okay.
But can I just drop a mini hate in real quick?
That we built a studio on 7th Avenue? Yeah.
No, the fact that the air conditioner came on for about 20 seconds.
It's hot as fuck.
The air conditioner came on. And when she was talking, the air conditioner was on. So somebody's controlling the air conditioner. I hate that person. Travy, I gave you one job.
Okay.
To come in with one thing you hate about college football, whether it's a team, whether it's college, whatever. What is the one thing you're bringing to the table today? Guest hater number one.
All around, though, not just this specific team.
It's one.
It can be
gotta bring
anything.
It in. You gotta bring
Anything
it
you
can
want.
be-
Just the thing you hate the most.
I'm sorry, are you not prepared?
No, I am.
Okay.
Let's say. I would say the universal belief that with teams either moving around or moving in conferences will like fix like the power levels of college football. That, and then the belief of opening of the transfer portal like 3 or 4 years ago, that would completely change the dynamic of college football.
So as an Alabama fan, you just get your little feelings hurt when anybody says something could threaten Alabama's power.
No.
That's what you just said.
That's
what you just said. That's
not
what
true.
he just said.
That's not
in
true.
a politically correct way.
You get your feelings hurt when somebody says, "Oh, Alabama might get threatened here."
No, my point is when they brought obviously the transfer portal and more open up rules, and then we're having these teams move from conference to conference, that the belief is that the power will change. Like, just because you do that, obviously the teams that are there in the SEC will stay there, but more from like a transfer portal view, like they were like, oh, well, the teams that are hitting the portal more, like the teams at the top are still going to do that as well. You just opened it up for them to do it as well.
Well, the thing about that is the teams that were getting the best players before, if you open up another avenue to get players, they're just going to get the best players there too.
Exactly.
That's all it makes. But I think more so than the transfer portal opening things up, more so than the conference realignment opening things up, I think the 12-team playoff has an ability to open things up and maybe eat at Alabama's dominance or Georgia's dominance. Do you agree with that?
I think that the 12-team playoff does more benefit than the transfer portal does.
You know what I'm realizing? That he may be harboring a little bit of hate for the fact that people think Nick Saban's not that great at the transfer portal.
He's gotten great transfer portal
But you know
players.
that that's kind of a thing. It's like
Jermaine Burton wasn't great.
Jameson Williams was great.
What about Elias Ricks? He was pretty.
He couldn't get on the field. I don't know what his issue was.
But you know, like I'm not saying I agree with it, but you know, people have said that like maybe that Nick Saban's getting a little too old to like keep up with the evolution of college football. Yeah, maybe.
Nick Saban's
Does
finished.
fine recruiting.
Huh?
Does fine recruiting.
Well, yeah, but then there's all those players transferred to TCU.
I mean, there's 2 players that transferred to TCU.
Yeah, well, most of them are wanting to go though. I mean,
I don't think
you'd rather live in the Dallas area than Tuscaloosa.
I mean, yeah.
One of the things people don't talk about enough with Alabama is Tuscaloosa kind of sucks.
No, that's not.
Yeah,
If we're going for a college basis, as like from the age range of like 18 to 24, great place to be. Would I want to spend my entire life there? No.
Well, I mean,
but that's
just
like
don't go out when the basketball team's out.
No comment.
All right,
the
Travy.
football team.
Huh?
You never know. It could
Football
be
team hasn't
driving.
killed nobody yet.
Well,
that we know of.
Well, they are driving like 180 miles per hour.
After leaving the university. So.
But you know that if they did kill somebody, Nick Saban would probably cover it up.
Yeah.
No comment.
I think Nick Saban has killed before.
No, he has people to do that for him.
No, there's no deaths.
Yeah, but he had to gain respect at some point. Like I bet you don't think 25-year-old Nick Saban killed somebody.
No, I don't.
No.
He doesn't seem like a guy that would get his hands dirty like that.
Okay. All right, Travy.
All right.
Thank you. Is Big Ev out there?
I'll go grab him.
Send his fat ass in.
Oh.
You got to understand, we've been sitting in a hot room for an hour, and we've been hating. So we're fired up. This is the big leagues of hating here, okay?
If I can't get Ev, who's over?
You have to get
Dawson.
Big Ev. Or Dawson. If I can't get Big Ev.
That also.
They're not going to be able to match our hate level because we've been hating too.
He didn't want to hate.
Yeah, that was like too nice.
It was too subdued.
It was
I don't
too
think
Big
he
Ev will
understood the
hate.
assignment.
Big Ev will hate.
Oh well, yeah. Big Ev also is
Yeah.
used to hating in the big leagues.
Yeah, and also
with,
he's got diabetes, so he's
Don't say
his heart hates
that,
him.
Jack.
What?
Make him stop.
Are we on hate week or not?
You can't hate.
Are we on hate week or not?
the family?
I don't understand.
I called you an old white guy. You're like, oh.
And then Jack's taking shots. Jack's just okay.
Well, Jack. This is the thing though. Jack just hates everything we stand for. Jack just hates our opinions.
You go.
You go, yeah.
Me? Okay. Stadium Hardos. I fucking hate you.
Okay, nice.
And my own fan base can be that way too. But if you get mad that somebody doesn't like your atmosphere as much as somewhere else, you suck. I hate you. Because guess what? There are a million stadiums you could go to in this world. And you know what? I might have a better opinion of that one than the other one. Sometimes it's too fucking hot. Sometimes it's too fucking cold. If you are a hardo about your stadium to the point where you will attack people's families and lives because they didn't like your stadium as much as somewhere else, you are just a hateable person. It's just a stadium, my guys. It's just a stadium.
Sit down, asshole.
I just want to let you know that it's hate week, Evan. He's been hating on you behind your back.
I didn't.
Shocker.
All I said was you have diabetes.
You can't say that.
I said I've been to the doctor. Well, I've been diagnosed. If you don't go to the doctor, they can't diagnose you with anything.
True. That's true. Big F, Ohio State fan extraordinaire. I would assume 3 years ago Ohio State fans didn't have all that much to hate. Now, and after the last 2 years, maybe there's more hate in your world. But your assignment was come up with one thing you hate in college football. Could be a team, could be a player, could be anything. What have you brought to me?
And bring the hate, Ev.
Because Travy didn't hate.
He didn't hate. He
was being too nice.
Well, I mean, I would. The script, Ohio State should win more. Clearly,
Yeah.
that needs to change. The script needs to go back to what it used to be,
Okay.
where we win the Big Ten. You want to just about football, just in
You
general.
can hate on anything.
Well,
You
there's
can,
a-
Like,
you can hate on Jim
unleash the
Harbaugh,
hate.
Dave Portnoy, whoever you want to hate on. You can hate on.
I mean, Harbaugh's the worst. Obviously, Michigan's the problem is it's people think like people act like 1 year or 2 years of race is like just a decade of just trouncing,
Yeah.
sheet clapping.
Yeah.
Just like we're talking like
This is good.
50, 60.
Yeah.
Like you name the score. Like we just decide
Just
how many
running
we want to score.
up and down the field.
Up and down for decades and decades on end. They catch us once or twice slipping, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's over. The new regime is gone. It's Harbaugh's like this amazing coach after he couldn't win anything. And granted, they still haven't won a playoff game. Let's make that very clear.
Very clear.
And not only have they not won a playoff game, have gotten trounced
And lost to
and
TCU.
lost to a team that lost to 65-7.
Lost to a bad football team.
65-7. Now, if we want to talk
wasn't
just
bad.
pure football, those playoff games should not be on New Year's Eve anymore. That's disgusting.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
See,
That's
that's a good one.
It's
That is a good one.
disgusting. And there's put it on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Extend it. Like make the day the other like BCS bowl games or not whatever, the new like Peach Bowl and all that, whatever the
New Year's Six.
The good the New Year's Six games. Put those on like the second.
Put it literally in
Or
the
just
other
or
night.
just
Put it on
or
the
just
30th.
scatter them either earlier throughout the week. I don't understand why like the one day where people want like I watch football. If football's on, I'm gonna watch it, obviously. And even if they put like one game maybe early in the day, that's fine.
Was it last year that Ohio State and Georgia it came down to that final kick, which was
At
almost
midnight.
right at midnight?
No,
The,
it was
the kick
at-
was literally like see. I didn't know it at the time, but because I blacked out in just anger and
Yeah.
I don't know sadness. But I was told the kick basically hit the ground at zero essentially.
They had like
at midnight.
the split screens of like the ball dropping, the field goal, and it was like, I mean, exactly at the same time.
Well, let me ask you, since I got you, is there any hate to give out to your underachieving head coach?
It's like really tough with him because losing to Michigan is unacceptable. But at the same time, I do feel he's game planned well for playoff games, which matters. I think we're trying to win. Obviously, listen, the first goal of the year is to win the Big Ten, but that's not like the goal. It's to win a national title.
You killed Clemson a couple years ago, then you beat
The one they should we killed them.
Oh, and then
we
the
got
fumble
we got
thing, yeah.
screwed the 1 year. I thought he game planned very well,
I have a question for Big Ev.
and then this year against Georgia, I thought he did game plan well.
Do you hate domestic violence against women?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Well, Urban
What was he
Meyer-
going to say? No?
Urban Meyer covered it up. He likes Urban
Well,
Meyer. I don't know. I was making sure.
what he tried to do was he tried to help he put his hands on nobody. He
That time he didn't. He stuck his finger up some butthole later.
Yeah, but that was consensual to our understanding.
That's all, like who? I mean,
Who among us?
That was
Who
yeah.
among
I mean,
us?
a girl. I mean, she also was basically like sitting on his lap.
That's true.
that's true.
But he tried to help out. I think he was in good. He tried to help out a young coach who had a problem with it, who had an incident with his wife. I mean, there was never any like criminal charge. No one was convicted of anything.
That is
I know
true.
there was a photo of maybe like a cut or something, if I recall correctly.
Well, let me ask you one more question, and I'll let you go.
no, I got another question too.
Let us ask you two more questions. I'm going to just say an organization, and you let the hate flow real quick, okay? I'm going to say the word, and then you go, okay? The Southeastern Conference.
I mean, it's what it is, freeloaders is the word that comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of teams thinking they get to grab onto a few team success, aka Georgia and Alabama. Essentially, now we've had like over the years, like Florida, you can go back to.
If you go back 20 years, 5 different SEC teams have won national titles.
Sure, LSU has had like
three
their
more than the Big
little.
Ten over the last 50 years.
LSU's had their little like blips in the radar, which I love LSU. I mean, LSU. If there was another world, I might end up at LSU. I love that place.
Kind of a weird take from a guy who like is the top of the Big Ten. Like, don't you think a lot of the Big Ten probably dick rides Ohio State and Michigan
but they
a little
don't
bit?
but they don't really claim like Big Ten the same way like
You know why?
like a Mississippi State who does that hasn't done anything, or
Whoa.
like a A&M who hasn't really done anything,
Well,
or like
that's fair.
Well, you know why?
a lot of teams.
I'll eat that
It's
one.
A lot of
because
teams.
I'll eat it.
Big Ten is not a chantable phrase. SEC is chantable. SEC. You can Big Ten. It's not a good chant. If you could chant it, y'all would
guess.
chant it.
Sure, I guess. I don't think so though.
All right. Kayce,
I mean,
what was your question?
ACC's chantable. No one chants that.
They don't win anything.
Yeah, and
But
Clemson-
SEC, it should be just like Bam up or like Georgia.
So, how well do you know Noah, our producer?
Decently well,
You know,
I'd say.
Oh, do you know?
He's a
I
Yankee
actually
fan.
I haven't said anything. I know.
Okay, so
And I didn't come.
listen.
know. I've been silent about it. I've been disappointed.
This is the time to
was
let it out.
It was
Ev.
shocking.
This is hate week. So Noah had any pick in the entire country
130
Any pick
Division I teams.
to be a fan of. He wanted to pick his college football
65
fandom.
Power 5 teams, and he chose.
Michigan.
I know what he chose.
How do you feel about this?
I would say it's a horrible investment, and the reason I'll say this is because you. I mean, who knows where to go back to? Some might make a joke. You bought Penn at 140. And you're buying them
That
at
hurts.
you're buying Michigan. It does hurt. Yeah, it does.
I think
hurt.
that
It
it
hurts
hits
me
too close
too.
to home.
Yeah, you're buying stock at its basically at its absolute max right now.
Zenith.
At its the highest it's ever been. It's ever been. You're buying it at the absolute highest. It can only go down from here.
You know, stocks go down sometimes.
The look on Noah's face makes me
No,
believe he
it
has
could
hate.
they don't. Michigan doesn't win national titles. They haven't.
Since 1948.
They've never won like a real one that they can claim as their own. True, like a true.
1948.
They shared one in the late '90s, like sort of.
Yeah, but Nebraska would have killed him.
They've never like played for a title game and won.
And Charles Woodson stole that Heisman.
Hey, this is supposed to be about Ev hating on Noah.
I'm hating on everybody.
You hate on Noah. He's too nice to you.
But
He chose to be a Michigan fan.
It's a mistake.
Yeah.
I'm almost not even as mad. I think I'm disappointed you made a mistake for yourself.
No,
You're gonna regret it.
Thoughts?
Well, I did say early on I did want to pick a Big Ten team, and I mean I knew for a fact it wasn't going to be Ohio State.
Fair. No, that's fair.
Because Noah likes women.
No, well, that's not fair. But it's fair not to pick Ohio State because then people call you like a bandwagon, which they're doing at Michigan. They could do that at Michigan now. You honestly, if you want to talk investment, you should have went like Wisconsin.
Here's the thing, Noah, which I know you
Penn
know.
State too.
Yeah, but they're a little.
think they're
Yeah,
gonna
but
be
you want
good
to
this
talk
year.
like children,
I think they're,
Well,
well,
heinous,
that's true.
crimes. I
That's
mean,
true.
convictions.
Noah has to learn, and he knows, but he's really got to ramp up the hate. There's no more rivalry other than Alabama and Auburn that hate each other the way that Michigan and Ohio
Well,
State.
Yeah,
No,
they hate each
no,
other in November.
Well, that's
they
not
hate each
true.
other in
You
November.
gotta, Noah, you gotta
This
come up with
idea
that
that
fucking
Michigan
hate.
Ohio State's the best rivalry in college football is ludicrous.
Well, I think it's been talked before. We don't. I think we don't live. They don't live amongst each other. We don't live amongst each other. We don't share state lines. I think that's the difference.
Big F, thank you for your
Ev,
time.
what's the thing you hate most about Brandon?
We're boys.
Yeah, that's tough.
We're boys.
Oh, that's good. See, he didn't have one off the top of his head.
Well, no, there's so I'm just siphoning through his arrogance.
Not really. That's not a thing.
His ego.
No, that's the same thing. Don't have an ego.
What else?
That's only two things.
Probably the shape of his cone tits. They should be round. When you have boobs, they should be round.
All right,
not-
thanks, Big Ev.
not cones. All right.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Ev.
All right, who's up?
I think
Jack,
it's Jack's
you go.
turn, yeah.
Before Jack goes.
You know what I hate? People that don't gamble on the Barstool Sportsbook.
Yes, the Barstool Sportsbook app, the #1 betting app in the country. We have exclusives there, like Big Ev's got a hit parade for baseball. Marty, Big Cat, all the people here, Dave, we all have our exclusives on the Barstool Sportsbook. Go and check it out. You can bet with us. We're the guys that sweat them out with you. We're the guys that bet with you. Come bet our exclusives. We'll have some fun stuff for college football season. Download and sign up for the Barstool Sportsbook today. Terms apply. You must be 21 or over. Gambling problem? Please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Jack, give me some hate.
Anybody that, or no, not this isn't. I'm gonna do that one later.
have
Really,
to
you're
knock.
gonna knock?
You don't have to
He's
knock.
polite.
But that just ruins the entire flow of the podcast.
Just ruins it. Sit down.
I
Sit
think
down,
it's
don't
you're
talk.
We'll
polite.
get to you in a second, buddy.
The new OT rules, I really think, are just dumb. It takes away from iconic games and really has the chance to decide massive implications with one of the worst ways you can go about a game.
2-point conversions are not a good indication of who the better football team is.
And I know you can say, well, you had 60 minutes. I think that's true. But guess what? Sometimes
The
in
other
these
team did
top
too.
These top-tier games, the teams are so close together that at least back them up to the 25-yard line.
Yeah.
It's just, why did we do it? There was nothing wrong with it. There was a point where people are saying the NFL should do it like college football
The
rules.
NFL overtime sucks.
But with this, it's just I don't know
The
why
fact
they
that they
even
made a rule to
changed
get
it.
rid of awesome games,
Because they did it
Because they
right
went too
after
long.
the A&M LSU. I get it. It's like you
which
want
was
to,
one of the greatest games ever.
It was.
and it's
well-
very rare. They're like, oh, we want to protect the kids and whatnot to make sure they're not playing that long. Well, guess what? It's an incredibly rare.
7 overtimes happened over a 20-year period 3 times. I
Like 3
think.
times, and one was like a fake Mac game.
Yeah.
Jack, I have a question because you're a soccer guy, a football guy.
And the football's a lot different.
No, I know. There are a lot of people who hate shootouts. I love shootouts. I'm also not like a purist. 2-point conversions is not the same. Like I had somebody try to compare that. I know it's probably like one asshole on Twitter, but it's just not the same.
They are
I don't know. Shootouts
kind of similar.
hit different.
You are right, but the conversion rate of penalty kicks and 2-point conversions are. You probably are more likely to score a penalty kick than a 2-point conversion, but also you have to win a best out of 5 with penalty kicks.
I don't know why you got that smirk on your face.
But the penalty
About
kicks,
to tear him
the
apart.
only thing in college football or with soccer, football is after not 90 minutes, players don't come out. They play the entire game, and then they'll play before penalty kicks in most cases until the 120th minute. There's no more they can do.
Penalty kicks put asses in seats. 2-point conversions only put asses in seats if it's to win the game.
Yes,
at the end
yeah.
of
I'm
it.
not saying get rid
Yeah,
of
no, I
2-point
know. It's-
conversions. It's
no,
just,
but the way that
and
they
I
decide.
like how they said after the second overtime, you got to go for 2. That's cool too. I get that, but you have to go down the fucking field or not, all right, from the 25 on and score. Guess what? Like it's a football game.
I think they should move it back.
Dawson, welcome.
What's up?
TCU fan,
Yes, sir.
former TCU Horned Frog yourself.
I texted him and said, you can come down now. He said, or no, I was like, well, I'll text you when I come down. He says, bet. Go Frogs with the emoji. Why? Why?
Do it.
There you go.
Oh, wow. So, Dawson, you have been a fan of a big-time football program for about 6 months.
4 years and 6 months, yeah.
No, they weren't a big-time football program until like 6 months ago.
He's saying you were a fan of them.
Top
and when
15
they were-
program of the 21st century.
In what
No.
sport?
College football.
I think that's fair.
Fair to whom?
Definitely not
Fair to
top,
me.
Like, I would say in the 10 to 15 range.
Yeah.
Sure, whatever. Okay. So, we asked you, your assignment was bring in the thing you hate the most about college football or whatever you want to hate on.
Yeah.
The floor is yours to hate.
Targeting. The rule is so bad. Every single year, we always see, there's like once a week, there's this an insane targeting call, and Twitter's blowing up about it. No one knows what targeting is. It's so convoluted. No one knows what the hell's going on.
Well,
that's my biggest thing. Well, that's not my biggest thing. I'd say Brandon Walker is the worst thing about college football.
now we're talking. Fuck
If
targeting.
You think you have a great season? Just don't follow this guy on Twitter.
Why do you need me to validate your feelings?
Whatever happiness you have, he will shred it.
Why do you need
in
me to
1,000
validate your
pieces.
feelings? You guys dicked around and fluked your way to the national title game. All right, you beat an uninterested Michigan team. I don't know how you got through the Big 12, a shitty conference last year, but you got to the national title game. Why do you need me to make you feel good about your team?
I don't need you to make me feel good about my team, but it would be nice to know that a fellow coworker would appreciate
We're
greatness.
not coworkers, all right? I'm 7 tiers
Second
above
floor
you.
versus third floor, yeah.
I'm
We're in two leagues here.
listen. TCU put on their big boy pants last year and got in the deep end of the pool and swam. And they swam pretty good. They swam to 12-0, and then they swam to the national title game. Then they got dunked by a bigger, stronger swimmer. Fine, that happens. But you can't get mad when people say they're not that good.
Well,
Because you weren't that good.
okay.
Because you weren't that good.
What does that good even mean?
Well, not getting beat 65-7 when you play a real football team.
Is Michigan not a real football team?
I don't know what Michigan was doing. I don't know. I think J.J. McCarthy was high or something. He was on some kind of shit, throwing 2 pick sixes against TCU. I don't know how they lost that game.
I mean, outside of the 2 pick sixes, he had a pretty damn good game. I mean,
Did you hear the sentence that came out of your face just now? Outside of the 2 pick sixes? TCU was a nice story. Fantastic story.
Incredible story.
Incredible. I'll even give you that. Incredible story. They were picked. Hell, I had them as the worst team in the Big 12 last
Yes,
year.
That was
did.
stupid.
They had a first-year head coach.
That was stupid.
I don't think it was stupid at the time. It ended up stupid. They made me look stupid. But they had a first-year head coach who, frankly, had never really been that impressive. He was fine at Cal. Like he had never really – we certainly didn't see this coming. Max Duggan didn't even win the job out of camp. Mm-hmm. And then Max Duggan turns into a Heisman contender.
Dog.
Sonny Dykes is all of a sudden the best coach in the country. You guys are beating people. Now you were getting lucky to win some games, but you went 12-0. You can't take 12-0 off the board. It'll always belong to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But then we saw that you weren't any good.
That doesn't – I mean, one game
You know that you got some come to Jesus meetings coming this year, right?
– we have a very tough back end
I'm going to ask you
of the schedule.
right now, in front of God and everybody, what your record is in 2023.
9-3.
Okay, that's reasonable.
That is reasonable.
That's reasonable. I thought you were going to go 11-1.
Do you know what the 3 losses are, or are you just?
Well, they're losing to Texas. Probably Kansas. I don't know. I don't have a schedule in front of me.
We don't play Kansas.
Kansas State is what I was saying.
Sorry.
Dumbass.
Well, I mean, you're high on both teams.
Both
right?
those games are at home for them.
Yeah, K-State's on the road, so we
Oh,
should
it
be.
is?
So we should be 5-0 going into that game. 'cause
Wait,
we
can I
have a
read down the
pretty-
schedule and
Please.
have
Yes,
Dawson?
Please.
yes, Noah,
Okay,
please,
yes, please.
yes.
So
Lost.
week 1, versus Colorado.
I'm going to give him a win there.
Thank you.
This is his.
Oh yeah, no, this is his
Well,
buddy, this is my show.
I mean, all feel free to.
our show.
This is my show.
Hey, he's giving us the floor to. We should feel free if we want to interject.
All right, go ahead. All right, I just say it. He's going to answer.
Okay, so Colorado. You
Yes,
said.
win.
Okay. Nichols,
Yeah, win.
at Houston
Yeah, win.
Maybe.
versus SMU.
Win.
Possibly.
Nope. SMU, no. At home?
They beat y'all 2 years ago.
Yeah, but that was with Sonny Dykes as their coach.
SMU's coaching.
Yeah.
The only 2 times
It's
that
Iron
they've
Skillet,
won in the
right?
past 10 years have been
Continue.
with him as their coach.
Home against West Virginia.
Win.
Maybe.
What? That's 5 or 4?
Well, I got you at 4-1.
At Iowa State.
I know that'll be tough.
You guys should be.
I think win.
They're
Yeah,
kinda
win.
trash, yeah.
Win.
At home against BYU.
Win. So that's 6-0 going into K-State.
Boy, y'all got an easy first 6 games.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. So we should be 6-0.
They could slip up, though.
Going into K-State.
If you're not 6-0,
Trouble.
I'm gonna tear y'all up.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing because it's like we'll be 6-0
Remember when y'all got to the College World Series and lost to Oral Roberts?
and then we beat them.
Well, yeah.
2 games
you beat
later.
their third pitcher. Couldn't beat their ace.
We only lost to Florida by 1, and then they just
I don't.
That
keep,
was such a sad.
I don't keep
thing.
score. I mean, score. If you there's
finished
W's,
number 4. in
there's
the country.
W's and there's L's and there's 65-7s. Go.
Bulldogs didn't make the
What?
postseason.
I'm sorry, we won the national title 2 years ago. You think we can hog it every year? You gotta let some people have it.
So at Kansas State.
I'd say that's the first time that we got clipped on the road. Yeah.
There's a loss. Like, it happens.
Yeah.
Kent State's a good team.
Well, it didn't happen last year.
Well, it
until-
did. They-
well, then the Big 12
Kent State beat 'em,
championship and the
yeah.
Big
But let me
12
say this:
championship.
I will not be surprised if we win that game, just because after last year, anything can happen.
No.
But yeah, but let's say
Noah?
6-1
No. Continue.
At Texas Tech.
Thursday night.
It should be a win.
They're pretty.
Pretty
Texas
good.
Tech's pretty good.
They're pretty good. Win though.
I'm gonna go L there.
Well, if I'm going with 3, all right, okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
At home against Texas.
Loss.
That's a third loss.
It could be a win.
So that's 3 L's
We
in
play
a
so
row.
well. I mean,
L.
I mean, they have the best, roster, pound for pound, in the conference. But since joining the Big 12, I'm pretty sure we're, 8-3 or 7.
Yeah, you guys have their
I mean,
number.
Like,
You've
we-
had their number.
Continue.
We own them.
Home against Baylor.
W.
Win.
And at Oklahoma.
Loss.
L.
I think, yeah, that'll be a tough game.
Is
So-
that it?
Yeah.
8-4 ain't bad.
So then I counted 2 losses. So then I'll say
So split the difference is 9-3.
we'll lose one of the Texas or Texas Tech games. I don't know that. And then
When's
and
the
then that's
Texas Tech game? It's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday night.
Can we focus? This is hate
Off a
week.
bye
and we're
week.
just
Yeah.
discussing.
No, that's your fault that we did this. I was about ready to end this about 3 games in because I was like, I can't. I
true.
can't.
But I do have a question because
Go ahead.
the Big 12 is about to change. The big boys are leaving. The big boys are packing up.
True.
People maybe are saying the Big 12 isn't as important anymore. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean,
'Cause
look what happened last year, right? I mean, every single year it's always Texas and Oklahoma as the preseason favorites for the conference, and they've only played once in the actual Big 12 championship in the past 10 years. So things happen, and Texas hasn't been good at all, and I don't think that's a problem with the roster. That's a cultural problem with their program, and maybe Sark has finally fixed it.
Do you get embarrassed with the quality of your Twitter fan base?
No,
The Hypnotoads
I
and
think we're
the
all great.
psychedelic toads and all those guys.
I mean, the Burner Army is small, but it's mighty.
Burner
the
Army.
what?
Thank you. That's a good name. That's a good name for what I'm going to hate on in a minute.
Burner Army.
Burner
Oh
Army.
God,
Because
Dawson, I was on your side.
This isn't.
I
No.
was.
He's right. He's
No,
right.
I know he's right.
Because
but I don't like that it has a name.
every school,
I mean,
every
that's
school,
not like the official name.
every
I
school
know,
has
but
it. Every school has
That's
it.
true.
Every school has
Do they
about
have a fucking group text?
20 to 25
They do.
Twitter
They
accounts
do.
that are group texting and talking. The other day, I got into a Boston College problem where I said Phil Jerkovich will be good
Boston
at Pitt.
College knows Twitter.
I said Phil Jerkovich
do.
will be good at Pitt. And those 25 came and got me, and they started tweeting furries at me, furry pics. And said, furry bomb him. I blocked all 25 of them. I'm like, I'm not doing this stupid ass shit.
They have Boston College is a pathetic
It's the weakest.
excuse.
I've never seen anything
of
that
it.
weak.
Also, why are
They
they
have
shaming
they
furries?
they are a pathetic excuse for an athletics program.
Oh.
UConn has been given every fucking awful thing handed to them. Boston College has been handed everything. They've had every opportunity to take the next step, and they haven't. And UConn continues to be the elite program within the Northeast athletics program. So they can all suck a dick.
Well, and we're talking about which conferences will add what teams. One of these conferences are going to start dropping teams that don't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, what does Boston College do for their own conference?
Yeah, like what does
Nothing.
TCU do?
Go to the
Went to
national
the
championship.
national championship game.
That was a
yeah.
dumb
Boston
thing.
College doesn't really
Round
have.
of
They
32.
do add an academic
TCU,
percentage.
TCU did do the March Madness thing,
First ever.
the national championship thing, and the College World Series
It's just
thing. all in
baseball.
one
Who
year.
cares about baseball?
Who do you hate the most? SMU?
Baylor, and then
I
probably SMU second, Tech third, Texas
I
fourth.
think the TCU Baylor's that's perfect because you guys that's a cultural thing too.
Yeah, you're like mirrors.
You guys
Oh,
are different people.
Well, they're both
Dawson.
Christians
Well,
and
and we
Baptists.
hate Waco. I mean,
We gotta-
and no one likes Waco.
We gotta get back to our hating. So thank you for stopping
Yep,
by.
of course.
Do we
Thanks,
have
guys.
anybody else, or was it just those three?
Big T. Could you
Is he
get Big
coming?
T? He just finished macrodosing.
Oh, we gotta have Big T.
Yeah, if he's there, tell him to come. I told him to be looking for
It's
you.
almost 5:00. Big T leaves right at.
I
5.
know. I
Right.
told him if you don't want to wait, you can go. But he told me, no, it's fine.
No, I do want Big T if we can get it.
Go ahead, Brandon. Give us
Dawson,
a
whenever
hate.
we bring him in, could stay. He would stay for 2.5 hours.
I'd be fine with that.
No, he's fine. He's good. He's funny.
Go ahead, Brandon. Hate.
Am I up?
Yeah.
I'm gonna shorten a lot of mine so we can.
Yeah.
I
we do
realized
this every year.
I realized when we were on the first topic and it took us 30 minutes to go through our first ones, I was like, we're gonna have to.
All right, this
Because we have a lightning round.
is also in college sports. This happens in basketball and baseball too. But one thing I hate
nice.
about college football on TV, and I hate it about college baseball, I hate it about college basketball, when the cameras find the parents of the star players in the stadium,
Have you noticed it during the College World Series?
they just show it nonstop. Enough with the shots of the parents. Enough with the shots of the parents. I understand they're there and they're watching their kid and they're probably nervous. I don't have to see Joe Milton's mom or dad 38,000 times. I don't have to see LSU baseball players' mom and dad every single pitch.
I don't
have to see
know
it.
what ESPN's done during this College World Series, but they find the parent right away after hits.
Yes.
And they'll like Tommy White's parents. They'll find him right away. And the guy's just there on his phone, probably texting like, I don't know, his brother or whatever.
I can't hate too much. Because the College World Series a couple years ago when I was there, the ESPN guy knew where I was.
They found me and my dad, too.
They knew where I was.
To add on to that really quick, and this is no fault of sideline reporters, the stories that they do about the families and stuff.
No, but that's your guy's job.
No,
Like, you're supposed to
first of all, you
tell.
guys know- no, I hate that shit. Now, if it
I don't
is-
mind it.
If it is important to like the guy's story, like really important, if it's like the death of a family
Yeah.
member or whatever, that's fine. I'm talking about the random bullshit from like the aunt that wrote him a children's book that he read when he was fucking 5 years old.
That's fair. That's fair.
It is ridiculous.
Well, not to go away from college football, but last week when Wyndham Clark won the U.S. Open, and the entire walk down the 18th green, Jim Nantz was talking about his dead mom, and gave us the whole story. Like, come on, relax.
Like
Just let the moment be the moment. Okay, speaking of letting the moment be the moment.
Do you see the shirt?
You see his shirt?
That was purely coincidental.
Hello, Big T.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm well.
Definitely our most loved guest.
Oh, yeah. If we could have Big T on every week, I would do it.
And let's not
you
forget,
could.
we had Big T
If
on
we had the
before
ability-
macrodosing fame. We believed in Big T.
If we had the ability to have him come talk college football every week, we would do it. We don't have it, but if God damn it, I wish we could.
I know.
Fuck.
It's unfortunate.
And it's the same because you're moving to Chicago. We're not going to have the capability of having
Right.
somebody out on Chicago.
Yeah. That's not even been thought about. Yeah.
So Big T's just going to be sitting beside me the whole time. All right, so Big T, the assignment was. Did you get the assignment?
Oh yeah, I've got a list.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We
course he
asked.
has a
I
list.
was on a plane for 7 hours today, so I just
We
made my
asked
whole
for. Where'd you come from?
list. London.
Okay, congratulations. We asked for your hate in college football, and you brought a list.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Jesus Christ!
I have
man.
like 15 things on this list.
you know
Rapid
what?
fire through them.
This is-
I'm gonna go through them.
This
and
is
then you-
bullshit because we asked for one.
No, let him do it.
There
But
was
since-
no. There was no.
Since it's you, go.
She said.
Start reading
that-
your list.
Okay, first two, Florida and Alabama.
Nice.
Targeting
Yep.
Gary Danielson.
Time.
No, I like what he said.
I'm gonna go through them all, and then you can pick the ones you want to talk about. Florida, Alabama. Targeting Gary Danielson, Eli Drinkwitz.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hold on.
I'm sick of his ass, too. I'm so
I
sick of
can't-
him.
Damn, Eli
He's the worst.
Okay, keep going.
The AP poll, the Pac-12, 3:30 games in September,
All right.
pretending Kentucky's good for the first 6 weeks of every season, neutral site games, particularly conference games, those should be outlawed, the new overtime rules, fan mimicking animal noises or calls, and players saying X school for life in Instagram captions when they voluntarily leave to go somewhere else in the transfer.
So one of mine was recruits who will decommit and end it with respect my decision.
Yeah.
You
same
didn't
vibes.
respect your decision.
Same vibes.
Can
Okay.
I ask a clarification?
I mean-
what's one of the animal noises that comes to mind that you hate so
Bark.
much?
Barking and the Arkansas.
Arkansas,
hall
oink, oink.
thing.
Yeah,
All right.
they'll do it.
But
yeah.
Georgia fans are the worst. Georgia fans will do it in airports.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Okay, now I would be lying if I didn't want to start with Eli
Eli
Drinkwitz.
Drinkwitz.
Oh,
Listen,
Drinkwitz.
like, Eli Drinkwitz, okay, maybe he said some things. Couldn't be at a more irrelevant school to your school. You beat him 66-24.
They play.
yeah, and he still talks
Yeah.
about Tennessee like it's a big
So
deal.
why do you hate him?
Oh, he's just the biggest clown dork loser of
He is a
all
nerd.
time.
He is a nerd.
With nothing to show for it. Like nothing to back it up. Shane Beamer got some really nice wins last season.
Yeah.
He's a dork and a loser, but he has.
He beat you by 30, yeah.
Yeah, he got a couple good wins. Eli Drinkwitz has never done anything ever.
Who did he beat last? You beat South Carolina.
Almost beat Georgia.
Yeah. I guess
Oh, yeah.
But they really didn't, though.
No, but I mean.
No, they did. They were in that game in the fourth quarter.
But Georgia played the worst I've ever
But that
seen them
happens.
play.
But whenever you looked at Georgia's season last year, every single year was like, but Missouri almost beat them.
Yeah, but they never took advantage of any. Like
They
never,
led that game in the fourth quarter. You got to give them credit.
Did they lead?
Yeah, in the fourth quarter.
I need to look into that.
Well, I'm lying to you.
But okay, sure. So they were in that game.
So Eli Drinkwitz. All right, let's go to Florida.
I mean, what's there to like?
Boy, is
Tim
there a fan
That's
base?
fair.
Is there a fan base more falsely assured of their sense of superiority than the Florida Gators? They think Danny Werfel and Tebow are still there.
They are what people accuse Tennessee of up until the last year or so now. I mean, they were bad last year. They're about to be worse.
Yeah. They're going to be
They're
bad.
in a bad spot.
They're going to be bad.
They're in a bad spot.
And their schedule next year?
And you're getting to a point now where their kids you're recruiting, they don't remember 2008.
Also, Georgia ain't slowing down. Heupel's building.
They are
around them.
They're fourth in the East right now at best.
Not only that, Norvell's building things over at Florida
It's been
State.
15 years.
Like the world's closing down.
That's getting to
The kids they're recruiting were born when Tim Tebow was playing.
You better be
God,
careful.
we're old.
You remember what
They
happened
don't know
to me
who
last
Danny
hate
Werfel
week? Whenever I said I hated the swamp,
Yeah.
Florida fans were on my asshole.
Jesus.
that was a little bit.
God damn.
on your ass.
I think they're going to show up again. Okay.
Too
Big T, let me
aggressive.
throw some hate at you. This is a hate environment right now, okay? I hate Tennessee fans'
The look in your
notion and idea that college football improved so much when Tennessee got back.
You say this
Wes
all the time.
Rucker saying that shit last year of you can't deny college football is better when Tennessee is good. No, it's good. It's better for you guys when you're good. College football didn't get a
So then it makes
scintilla
sense
better.
you would say that.
It didn't get a scintilla better. It didn't get an inch better when you guys won a big game last year. Was that a
You
cool
don't think-
scene? Was that a cool scene? It was awesome. It was a great scene. But if it hadn't been you, it would have happened somewhere else. College football isn't sitting around with bated breath waiting for Tennessee to get back like you guys think we are.
Okay, first of all, I've told you this. We've had this discussion. I don't give a shit if college football is better or not. I only care about Tennessee. So,
But you can't deny Tennessee fans have that feeling online.
Well, so do you think college football would be as good if the 5 best programs in the country were like Akron, Miami of Ohio?
I think it'd be fine. I think it'd
Really,
be fine.
you do?
Don't.
You do?
Yeah, I think it'd be fine.
No, you do.
The
Okay,
best
you're
is the
just
best.
being
The
dishonest.
best is the best. The best is the best.
Okay,
Don't
then you're just
actually
And
do
also,
Then you're just dumb if you think
also,
that.
what you're doing is by saying that you're putting yourself on the level of Alabama and Georgia
Well,
and
I
Ohio
want to
State.
establish a base
Because the best
ideally,
the best
you would have
teams
said,
in college
no,
football
I
are those
don't agree
teams.
with that, and then it's just a matter of where you draw the line of what you think are the elite programs.
I
in
think
college
it
football.
was neat to see that scene in Neyland Stadium last year, but I don't give a shit if it was Tennessee. Like Florida
That's
State,
fine.
Florida State, it looks like they're coming back. Does that improve college football? No, it just improves Florida State standing within college football.
I would say it is better for college football as a whole if all of the best teams are traditionally
but that's not possible.
respected, historically good.
But that's not
brands.
possible. You got about 15 to 20 big brands in college football. And at any time, a couple of them are going to be down. Most of them are going to be up. I mean, there was a time in our lives when Alabama was down, but they came back up. But it's not like
So do you disagree with that for Alabama also?
the possibility. If Saban left and Alabama sucked the next 10 years, college football doesn't take a hit at all. Doesn't take a hit whatsoever.
It only takes a hit because Saban's gone.
somebody's sliding in there.
I don't even necessarily disagree with you. I just think you think more people care about this way more than they do.
Oh, I am online. I see your Tennessee fans. I know how y'all act, okay? Vol Twitter. First of all, I respect Vol Twitter because you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy, but you do it in a you don't do it in like an Oklahoma fan way, which is a whiny bitch way. You do it in a like, we're going to come at you. We're a formidable opponent, and you can give it back to us. You agree with that?
Yeah.
Like Arkansas fan base on Twitter is just stupid. They're just dumb people.
Very dumb people.
Very dumb people. Oklahoma, like I said, whiny. Florida State got a little bit of Tennessee vibes. They're a little similar to you guys online.
They don't have nearly the cachet or the power.
I disagree.
I don't know. I think
Florida State Twitter's pretty
Florida
good.
State Twitter is like the OG
I think
Twitter fan base.
They were back in like 2013, like Jameis. They were, but they don't have that.
They
anymore.
were the original haters.
They don't have the juice anymore.
I'd like to hear you hate on Kentucky a little bit.
Oh, I mean, well, they're the ultimate. They are the Mets. They are. We do this every year.
So what they are is when the cat's away, the mice will play.
Yeah, they took advantage in 2 years of Tennessee sucking, South Carolina sucking, Florida not being very good, and they're like, oh, hey, we belong here. And then they still couldn't beat Tennessee. And then we do this every year. We're like, oh, Kentucky's number 8. Like, their defense is really good. Like, they have Josh Allen and Benny, whatever the fuck his name was.
Benny Snell. He was a great player.
And like
you would kill somebody to have Benny Snell on
also
your team.
great on social media.
Not a
too.
chance. And we're like, that was the best team in Kentucky history, and they played 4-8 Tennessee and lost, I think, 24-7.
All right, let's go through this
Or
list real quick.
5-7. We have 5-7.
Give me a little AP poll, hate.
Oh, the AP poll. Well, the AP poll is the most pointless thing that exists. It's people who watch one football team a week voting on who all the best
Preach.
football teams are for games that they didn't watch.
Say it louder.
And it's become a political like commentary. Like this guy last year who the week after Tennessee beat Alabama put Alabama ahead of Tennessee, and he said, well, this model says that Alabama would still be favored, so they should be ranked higher. And it's these who just want to like get attention. It's a way for losers to get attention.
Okay, targeting we've already had. Neutral site games? Why
do you like neutral site games?
I don't care one way or the other.
Oh no,
Like if I
games
told
on
you-
campuses are
Like if
way
I told
better.
you Mississippi State was playing Washington, would you rather them play that game in Seattle or Houston?
Houston.
Okay, well that's.
I don't want to play in Seattle. I'd rather play in.
They're coming the next year.
If Ole Miss,
neutral site games stink.
Yeah, if
Also-
Ole Miss Mississippi State was at the fucking Alamo Dome.
So
every
that's
year.
the other part is these conference games like A&M, Arkansas, and Georgia, Florida, who go play in Jacksonville or Dallas or wherever, and they don't have to play a road game. That's horse shit also.
A&M Arkansas is weird. Like Georgia,
That's a Jerry Jones
Florida,
thing.
Georgia, Florida. I understand it.
Why?
Like it's right on the line. Jacksonville's big.
They don't want it either, though.
Yeah, but
they can't host.
But
Recruits.
Arkansas is going into Dallas every year.
But
They're going into A&M's backyard.
yeah, but Arkansas is really close to Dallas, and it's
but it
Jerry
ain't-
Jones.
Yeah, but there's probably
Oh no, I
in the Dallas area. I would say Texas A&M fans outweigh Arkansas fans 10-1.
well, A&M's also a much bigger school.
I understand neutral site games as a whole are never going anywhere, but the conference games should be banned.
Hate on Gary Danielson for me real quick.
Oh,
well,
just
I mean-
all-time piece of shit. Whoa. I am so glad. I am sad to lose the theme song and the,
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
My entire life has
Yeah.
been, SEC 330 CBS. But in 1 year to never have to listen to Gary Danielson again is a gift from above.
Pac-12.
Frauds, just all frauds. They play at 2 a.m. It's not real football. I can't.
But it's
I
time
can't
zones.
Take the
But
Pac-12.
it's time
I can't
zones.
take the Pac-12. Hate it.
3:30 kickoffs in September.
Too hot.
And we'll close it out with fan animal noises because we didn't really get.
Can you make them for us?
No, because I graduated high school.
All right. Anything else? Any hate for anybody?
Why
in the
didn't you
room?
put Shane Beamer on there? Just because.
Shane Beamer at least has won a couple.
All right,
games.
that's fair. That's fair.
I dislike Shane
Listen,
Beamer.
listen. South Carolina fans are a little.
No, they're.
Oh, listen.
They're a little rough.
If you,
Do you guys play them this year?
We do.
play them every.
Oh.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess
yeah,
now
yeah.
actually we might not, but yes, we play them in Neyland, and it is going to be. You can.
I want
save
you guys
this clip.
to smack
save
them.
this clip. That will be the bloodletting of a lifetime. Whatever the spread is, it's going to be.
No, this
I gotta
is
ask you,
crazy.
We're going to be a 13-point favorite.
Yeah, probably.
They're going to win that game by 40 points.
I gotta ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you guys acting like because Heupel turned Hendon Hooker into what he turned him into, that Joe Milton is
glad-
just plug and play?
I'm glad you
Why
brought
are you
this
guys
up.
acting like
He
Joe Milton's
loves
plug
Joe
and play?
Are you not the guy who literally said, I assume on this show that like Tennessee's is going to be good because Heupel turned Hendon Hooker into that so he can do that with
That
Joe
is my
Milton?
opinion, but this is a devil's advocate question. You guys are acting.
Joe Milton has more raw talent. He is the most talented quarterback in the country.
The problem is he's been in college for 5 years, and
That's
it's
a benefit. So
and
did
it-
Hendon. Hendon's older than me.
You haven't let me say the sentence yet.
Okay,
Can I
continue.
say the fucking sentence?
Yes.
The problem is he's in his 5th year of college, and that raw talent is still raw talent. He hasn't. When's he shown it?
Go
one
watch
game
his
against
highlights last
Clemson.
year.
No,
Go
he
watch
showed-
it.
Against
last
fucking
year.
Akron.
Clemson.
No, he played. I mean, yeah, he beat Clemson in the.
You
Orange
also thought they
Bowl.
were going to lose to
He
Vanderbilt.
also
Yes,
told.
please, and you were
He-
on the right side of
Thank
history.
you, thank you.
People don't talk about this. We were going to play Vanderbilt, and people were like, "Vanderbilt's going to beat Tennessee."
because Joe Milton
And Joe
starting.
Milton
Yeah.
walked in there and dragged his nuts across that fucking
I
high
mean,
school.
can
field
Joe Milton
to the
supremacy.
tune of 56.
I'm
points.
sorry.
War
I'm
Joe
sorry.
Milton.
You're acting like it was crazy to think that
Milton
after you just
tough.
got beat by South Carolina by 30
It was clearly pretty crazy to think because they won by 56.
next year. We going?
Are we playing again?
And Neyland.
I would love to.
All right.
Don't shove him.
Thanks, Big T.
Thank y'all.
Big T.
I've watched a game with him before. We can,
It
I know.
didn't go well, though.
but
No,
I lost,
that's-
but we handled each other professionally.
Yeah, but you really didn't like it.
No, I didn't like it at all. Get the fuck out of here.
But it was the first time you guys, like, it was that first fall. I remember the game.
The
Somebody threw an awful interception in it.
the Tennessee.
Fucking Tommy Stevens threw.
That's who it was.
Tommy
He threw one of the
Stevens.
worst interceptions I've ever
Our
seen.
guy was open by 30 yards.
I've never seen anything
by
like
30 yards, and he threw it directly. No hate towards Tommy Stevens.
Yeah,
he threw it
yeah,
directly
yeah.
to. All right, let's go.
I got a quick one that
All
we
right,
can
go.
all. I hate the people that are still not on board with people like us, podcasters, whatever, liking their team and being fans of their team. If you are sitting wherever you are and you're like, they shouldn't be talking about Mississippi State, A&M, UConn, whoever, and you honestly want to hear us be unbiased, get the fuck off of social media.
Well,
I hate it.
I kind of piggyback there, but the people will say, "Oh, there they go talking about my team again. There they go talking about us. There they go." Yeah, we're a national college football podcast. You play college football. We're going to talk about you.
That's our unanimous hate right there. If you think you're special that we're talking about you or we clipped you out, there's nothing. And also, guys, we probably, if there's anything against this podcast, is we don't plan. So if you think we have some master plan about your school and saying, all right, guys, Brandon, today you're going to hate on this school because the analytics are telling us that gives us a better response in this area and it will drive sales of high noon. No, we're not. That's not how we operate.
Also, the same people who get mad whenever, and it's usually towards me because they probably hate women, they get mad that we talk about our own schools every once in a while. They're our own fucking schools. You're talking about your own school. You're literally tweeting from an avatar with your fucking player in it. Of course you're talking about your own school.
Yeah, if you're online and your avatar on Twitter is your stadium or a player, you're an asshole. Okay. I'm going to run through my list very quickly.
Yes, but
then you're going to run through your list, and then you're going to run through your list.
Are you going to do your spiciest last?
I've already done my spiciest. It was bruh.
Oh, it was the white
It was
guy.
pull through, bro.
Okay, I
pull
got
up,
a
bro.
spicy one.
Cool, yeah.
Okay, I feel like that you guys are going to mutiny against me for this one.
All right. Here are the things I hate to finish them off, and then we'll get to lightning hate. The game ahead of yours going to overtime. If you've been waiting all day for 7 o'clock to come and kick off, and then San Diego State and San Jose State are going to overtime, and it stays on the channel, that's fucking bullshit. It's 2023. Show me my goddamn game.
Also, to piggyback on that, I actually wrote this down. When the broadcast doesn't understand that the majority of people that are tuning in don't want to go to ESPN fucking News, put the big game on and move the overtime to ESPN News.
Can I ask you to put on earmuffs?
Well, no.
I
thought about it. No.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute with Jack.
Are you about to? What are you about to do?
And in what
Sideline
way?
reporters suck.
Okay.
Sideline reporters suck. Not just in football.
She kind of attacked them.
But in sideline reporters, I don't need it. The coach isn't going to tell you anything. You're not going to get any good information.
We get some good clips, though.
Once a Saturday, we'll get one coach pissed off and doing something embarrassing. But otherwise, throw it down to Billy on the field or Jill on the field. They're not going to have anything. Hey guys, thanks. Yeah, down here, they said it was going to be hot today, and I have a thermometer. It's 98 degrees. No fucking shit. My iPhone says that too.
Okay. I agree with that to a certain degree. I agree that a lot of times the sideline
Don't
hits
tell that
are
same
bullshit.
ass story about
No, I
Manny
agree.
Diaz.
I agree with that. The good sideline reporters, the really good ones, and I don't have to use names. We all know who I'm thinking about, my friend Laura Rutledge. They actually,
We don't have to use names, my best friend.
They're actually listening to what's on the sidelines. That's the whole thing as a sideline reporter. If you can hear what the head coach or the defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator is saying, and then you can report that, that does add to the broadcast. What does not add to the broadcast is using stupid props, eating stupid food, and telling stupid stories that I can read online.
Okay, that's
All
fair.
right.
That's good.
I'm about done with conference realignment talk. It seems like every summer it comes up. Just put the teams wherever you're going to put them. I'm going to watch regardless. I'm not going to get emotional about conferences anymore. Put them where you want to fucking put them. Just let me know when you do it. Here with the we need to ban these phrases: rent-free, obsessed, cope, and cry. Those 4 need to go. Those got to go. If I say, hey, I think this team's going to lose this week, and a guy's online says, no, they're not, cope. Like, shut the fuck up. You didn't even say anything.
Cope,
rent-free, obsessed, you got to go. If you say any of those on Twitter, you suck. Jack, run through your list.
Okay.
This is good hate.
Good.
All right.
It felt good.
I'm going to. This is quickly off of Brandon's list. This is like my last one, but then I have a bunch of other ones, so it's not my last one. But
I don't
stop.
think you know what words mean.
Stop. Stop.
Jack hates words.
Please stop asking me to get Brandon to unblock you. You broke the rule somehow. I don't know what you did, but you probably deserved it. And I'm not going to ask Brandon to get you unblocked unless you're like a hot girl.
2 rules. There are 3 rules now for Brandon Walker, Twitter. Don't be weird.
Yep.
If you tweet a picture of my kid, or if you tweet something weird,
That's a weirdo
or you
shit.
Don't be weird. You're out immediately.
Yep, weirdo.
Don't snitch tweet. If I say something you don't like and you at Stool Presidente,
Oh, that's the worst.
Or you at Big Cat, or you at Old Takes Exposed, you're out. No, we're not doing that shit.
Also, the fact that people think that actually is going to work.
And then they say, like, this is who you like. Oh, you got to fire this guy at Stool Presidente.
That girl from Arkansas that I went at,
Oh,
we
my
went back and
God.
forth when she would tweet at Dave, and she'd be like, "You need to get this dumb broad off your show," and like Dave and I would look at it and just laugh at it together. It's like, what are you fucking talking about?
So snitch tweets.
He loves this shit.
Don't be weird. Ole Miss fans. That's how you get blocked in 2023.
All right.
All right, continue.
All right. Next up, if you are still in the camp of saying bowl games don't matter and there's too many bowl games, I don't even know if you really like college football. It's December. There's nothing going on. It's fun for the kids. They try. Yeah, maybe some top-tier NFL prospects don't play, and that's all right. There's other players that practice all season and want a big-time opportunity. And also, you cheer not for players. I know there's probably some of you who do, but you cheer for your school. And people are going to support. Now, I'm not saying, oh, you lost your bowl game, your season wasn't good or anything. But bowl games are cool. I like them. Number 6, this comes right at kind of Brandon and Kayce and others that listen to this podcast. Southern elitists, when it comes to college football, are just so brutal. Like, you guys, we're trying to grow the sport, and you just say, oh, JackMac, you're from Connecticut. What do you know?
When
New
the
York
fuck
City,
have I said that to
Not
you?
you guys. I'm saying that in general, like Southern elitists.
Don't even talk to him. He's from
Well,
Connecticut.
You
What does
never
he know
said
about
that.
big-time football?
Yeah, that's like the response on Twitter. Next,
That's actually how Brandon feels.
Right. He thinks a good coach is Jim Mora Jr.
Yeah. Guys, making the playoff is an accomplishment. People who say that it's not are really just missing the point of this whole
You
sport.
understand I have to give takes here that are...
No, I know.
You understand how this fucking
Jack
works?
just hates you.
I
He
never
just
said-
I
hates
think you just hate
I
me.
never
hate
said.
him.
I never said that you can't. You're bad at your job. Or
Everything
anything.
you've said, I've done.
Well, I just think that when I look at an LSU, or not LSU, when I look at Brian Kelly or Notre Dame, people like they just go and they lose. Well, guess what? At least they fucking went. Your school
Yeah.
didn't go.
Yeah.
Same with Oklahoma and whatnot.
Same with
Now,
TCU last year when they get beat 65-7. I mean, they went to the national
well,
title.
that was so embarrassing at the second
Yeah.
round that you almost had a point there. Like, did you guys really even want? Maybe it would have been better if you just lost to Michigan.
Yeah. Losing overtime to Michigan, you got your pride.
Yeah. Commercials are just the worst. There's so many commercials in college football. I don't know
There's
if
not enough variety.
TV timeouts.
You see
are
that
so
fucking
fucking
Dr.
long,
Pepper
too.
Fansville every fucking commercial.
And I mean, there's a million TV timeouts.
And the games take really long. And
They are way too long.
For somebody like me, I am going to be watching the entire day. It's my job, but I'm not the regular fan. And that just really takes away from the fun of the game. And I think even in-stadium experiences really stink when that happens too.
Oh, I think I'm very solidly in the camp. I'd much rather watch games at home than be in the stadium.
And then number 9, I just hate conference realignment. I really think it ruined a lot of things. We're too far gone. We're too far gone.
Mark, that is another reason to hate Brandon Walker.
We're too far gone. We should have just kept. We should just go back. We should have kept everything, but it's too far gone. There's
They
no
should play
point.
with leather helmets.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Does it? All these teams are going to be grouped into groups of 14 or 16. Right?
Yeah.
Does it really matter which groups they're in? Does it really fucking matter?
Yes, because
Does it really matter that West Virginia is in the group of the Big 12 instead of the ACC?
The great part of college football.
He's from
the
Connecticut.
great part of college football is the regionality of it, and you lose that when it's America. You see, I'm a college football nationalist. You're a college football globalist, and for the most part, I don't love that.
All right.
Oh my God.
January 6th, he's just going to storm the NCAA headquarters.
So speaking of, I hate when college football becomes about politics. When people online, all they want to do is weaponize college football one way or the other.
No. College football is politics. There's no way you can remove it.
I'm talking about like taking politics, like, I don't know, the COVID vaccine or what happened in 2020. And if you liked college football, you were a specific political party. If you think this, you think that, the Big Ten did it, the SEC did it, just leave politics out of my sports.
All right. No, you're fine. You're good.
I didn't know. I thought you were going to attack me for that.
No.
I was
We'll have to do another show on that. That would just
I
open
was
up
waiting
too
for
many.
Jack. Okay, when fan bases say other fan bases are stupid or dumb or hillbillies, guys, we're all stupid, we're all dumb, and we're all hillbillies. All of us. That's the way it is. Now, there are schools that have higher academic success.
Am I just an asshole?
No. I'm standing up for you. People call you a hillbilly.
No,
People
I'm
call
not-
you a moron from
okay,
Mississippi.
all right.
These types of things. I'm saying we're all that way.
I actually don't think he's dumb at all.
No, he's not dumb. Of course he's not. There are definitely some schools that have higher academic standards, like the one I went to or the one you went to. Then there are schools like yours that have lower academic standards. But we're all dumb because we all are obsessed with college football.
What's on your list?
Okay, I have one. Guys, I don't know how we're going to feel
This
about
your
this.
spicy one?
This is it.
All right.
And I would like this on record. I think that this man is a gem. I am so sick of the Lee Corso costume heads.
Oh, shit.
I know that
You're going after a Corso?
No. Just that segment. Listen, I this hurts me. This hurts me because I think Lee Corso is a legend. I think he is an icon of college football. Why do we act surprised every time this man puts on the headgear? Why? Why do we sit there and, it's clips and clips. He's been doing this for 20 plus years. And I understand it's tradition. And college football is all about tradition. And I think Lee Corso is a great tradition for the rest of college football's time. But I can't sit here and act that I think that is the coolest thing that we do every Saturday. I just can't do it.
We are getting to a point where he's having trouble getting them off.
It's just sad now. It's just sad. And it has nothing to do with him. It's just like, all right, guys, the shtick is over. Why are we celebrating this? And I feel bad saying it. He just needs to leave College Game Day.
Oh my God.
I love you, Lee. I do. It's just time. It's time. It's time. I hate that we're acting like it's not time.
I don't watch Game Day. I watch the Barstool College Football Show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then the clips. I host that show that you're on, but am I just an asshole?
Are you still on that?
Go fuck yourself.
Okay.
Am I an asshole?
Oh, yeah.
That's a mean thing to say?
Yeah. No, it's something.
About Lee?
It's one of those things that everybody believes and nobody says.
I think that he has been so important to, and especially the way that College Game Day.
When he's gone, it's going to suck.
It's going to suck. It's going to absolutely suck. But like the headgear thing and all of that, like we've gotten to the point now where it's like Kirk Herbstreit, who seems like the nicest guy on the planet, and he is when we met him, but like on the show, he has to like help him so much. And I'm just like, come on, guys, I hate it. I hate watching it. It's like watching the great fail, and I don't want to see it.
You got your list? Is that your last one?
Yeah, I feel bad. I really feel really, really horrible
I
about
have
that
a
one.
charge over here if you need it.
We have to do the lightning round.
Yeah, we're going to do the lightning round.
And we have to make it a lightning round.
Real quick, we're going to make it a lightning round. Real quick, before we get to the lightning round, I have one little miniature take to slide in.
Okay.
I hate when people go after my good friend Big Game Boomer on Twitter. Yeah. My friend Big Game Boomer is a guy that drives engagement, and he drives thoughts and conversations about college football. He knows what he's talking about. Anytime he puts out lists, which has Brandon Walker in the top 5 of college football follows. Now, did he have Will Compton up there, who's probably tweeted about college football twice in the last 5 years? Yeah, but whatever. But he had me at number 4, number 5, whatever.
Should JackMac on that
should
list.
I be number 1? Should I be number 2? Yeah, but still. He showed respect, and Big Game Boomer is my good friend, and everybody should treat him with love and respect.
Did you even notice that Jack and I were both on that list with you?
I thought the list stopped at 5. Mm-hmm. Was there something behind me?
Mm-hmm.
We were behind.
Jack's first year on it.
No, I made 99 last year.
Oh, you did? Poor Katie.
Or 98.
Does Big Game Boomer keep putting himself at 100?
I think so.
That's
yeah.
fun. That's the
I
funniest spot to
think
put
it was
yourself.
98.
Wouldn't you do that?
Me 99. There was somebody else.
No, I would
in there.
put myself at 1.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In fact, I might do that.
Can you please?
Wow, that would be a fun list.
It's just what? Yeah. Okay.
No, best.
Oh, Pate, you're falling out of the top 10.
Oh, Pate is.
He's gonna start you a GoFundMe. He feels like you're crying out for help.
What was that for?
Your roof ball.
I was barefoot. Okay, Noah, you have your list. Mm-hmm. You say something, and we're gonna hate on it, and you can go in order.
I hate when Josh Pate acts like he can hit a softball farther than you.
He can't.
Yeah, like Josh, like there's levels to this, bro.
Congratulations, you can hit a ball softly lobbed to you by a fat guy.
Yeah, and then he takes photos of him. Have you seen the guys that throw it to him? It's crazy. What league are you in, Josh?
Go ahead.
Nick Saban.
I'm so sick of Nick Saban shit. Listen, Nick Saban is the greatest college football coach of all time. He's got to shut up about last year. He has to shut up about last year right now. The fact that even now in June, he came out last week and said, I don't know what we're doing. I think we're putting the best teams in, but we would have been favored over every team we'd played last year in the playoff. Why didn't they put us in? You know why? Because you lost the 2 teams you were favored on in the regular season. You were favored to beat LSU. You were favored to beat Tennessee. You lost to them. So maybe Vegas isn't the way we reward teams to go to the playoff. Maybe you should actually win games. Because you didn't do it last year. You didn't win enough to go to the playoff. You've done it every year almost since 2007. Now all of a sudden you want to do it by Vegas? Come on. I'm tired of your shit.
I think I've told this story before, but I found this out when I was covering a game in Tuscaloosa from one of the staffers, is that he does a lot of pickup basketball games with other football program staffers.
I've heard that.
And if he's losing at halftime, he just switches up the teams however he wants.
They have a halftime at their games?
He'll just be like, all right, it's time to just switch it up.
Okay.
And he just,
Wait, do they play full court? No way he's running.
I doubt they play full court. I don't know, but I know that it's basically he picks the teams, and if he's losing, he switches things up. I respect the move, but I hate that everybody is just expected to just be like, yes, bow down. Nick
He's
Saban.
the Godfather. You have to.
But when you talk about cults in college football, you very rarely hear people be like, "Well, Alabama is a cult." It's like you're literally letting this man boss other grown men around in a pickup basketball game.
But it is a cult because they win. The special thing about you guys is you
Well,
guys haven't
nobody
won
was
a
talking
thing.
about me.
You
Nobody
guys
was
haven't
talking
won a
about
thing,
me.
and you guys are still crazy.
Nobody was talking about me.
It's hate week.
No one was talking about
Everything's
me.
on the table.
I hate that people just let him push them around, but I respect it.
Can I ask you a question? Just me and you talking.
Oh, fuck.
Me and you talking. No, it's not what you think it's going to be.
Okay.
Was he this good at hate when we started?
Jack?
Yeah.
Like in 2018 or 2019?
No, you guys
No,
made me better.
no.
Have we molded you into a hate? Because you're good at hate.
You guys have helped. I love you guys. Yeah, like that was a little weird, but
No, it wasn't. We're family.
I hated that.
Yeah, I know he didn't
what?
like that. But you guys
I
have
think
helped me become a much better version of myself, even though I may be a little bit more.
Which
hated.
means we are the force behind the biggest force on TikTok in the company.
Yeah.
All right. That was weird too. I didn't like that.
Well, yeah, I just want to say, Nick Saban, buddy, you should be focused on this year. I think this is a really, really big one for him.
All right, from now on, the
Lightning.
In total, last 30 seconds.
Okay.
Go.
What do you hate about bowl games?
They really don't matter, Jack. They don't matter. We can pretend like they do, and maybe 4 or 5 of them do for next year. But what does a bowl game really matter? What do they really matter when half the players opt out? What do they
Well, and I was about to say, I hate when people complain about those players opting out. If you were playing on December 19th in a bowl game that no one fucking cares about and you have a professional career to look ahead of, you would opt out too. And if you don't, you're an idiot.
I want them to matter, but they don't.
I don't hate anything about them.
Go.
What do you hate about Lincoln Riley?
He has no fucking defense, and he makes
Oh,
me look like
I'm
an asshole.
shocked you said something.
Like he makes me look like an asshole every single year. And like we said last week, Jack, I loved OU when he was there. And all the OU fans are like, "Oh, you just ride Lincoln Riley." Yeah, I did it when he was at OU too. Get a fucking defense.
Everything about USC and Lincoln Riley's been a little too shiny so far. You got Bear Alexander living in a high-rise downtown. You got Lincoln Riley's house, and you see all these things. Maybe tackle somebody.
It may not be this year, but I think it may be next year. If he doesn't win something, it'll be time to knock on that door and say, "Hey, Lincoln, you better win something," or like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, go.
What do you hate about Oklahoma?
The
Self-explanatory.
most sensitive group on Twitter. I know we talk about Twitter fan bases too much, but there is no group that will speak up when you say something not even about them more than they will. If you say Quinn Ewers could win the Heisman this year, here come Oklahoma fans. If you say Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams are good, here come Oklahoma fans. They will not let you speak about anything unless you're speaking about Oklahoma, and then when you do, you're obsessed and living rent-free.
It's self-explanatory.
Go.
What do you hate about Notre Dame?
Notre Dame. What's to hate about Notre Dame right now?
I hate that you think that Notre Dame is the only school on the planet that actually makes college football better. Because you've said that on this podcast, that if Notre Dame disappeared, it would actually be bad for the sport of college
It's
football.
There's not many nationwide programs. It is the most nationwide program.
But I think that if Notre Dame wasn't there, it wouldn't matter. And I understand it's a big time program. It is iconic. I get that. But if Notre Dame didn't exist, my Saturday does not change whatsoever.
The NBC deal is really just kind of the worst.
Go.
What do you hate about Brian Kelly?
He killed a kid.
Allegedly. But he also totally, come on.
I'm not good
Also,
at this segment.
Hate? Why? You don't like lightning hate? You have to stew on your hate?
No, I just like all the things you said. I'm like, I don't really hate that person that much.
You don't hate that Brian Kelly killed a kid?
You're pro killing kids.
Well, no, but I could point out some people that are.
All right, continue.
What do you hate about the SEC?
They think they're the best conference every single year, no matter what.
Well, they
Well, they
are.
are.
I
They
know,
are.
but there are years where
I
there are
hate how
other
good they
conferences-
are.
No, and don't get me wrong.
How hot their
They're-
women are.
But the Big
Well-
Ten has creeped up on that.
The fact they are the best conference every year, but SEC fans will act like they're the only ones that are passionate about college football.
Yes.
And like every tailgate you go to in Athens or Columbia or Oxford, there's an equal tailgate in Lincoln, in Madison, in Ann Arbor.
I
They
hate-
do it there too. You're not the only ones.
I hate when SEC fans think that the SEC rivalries that are at the top are like way more passionate than, I don't know, say like Ohio State, Michigan.
Well, they are. I'm sorry. When's the last time you had a good murder in Ohio State, Michigan?
Oh no, I always say
'Cause I
that.
get one a year in
each other.
Tuscaloosa. All
They
right.
shoot each other over Auburn, Alabama, but there are other rivalries that matter
Go.
too.
What do you hate about college football on TV?
I think we've already
Too
said
long.
them.
It's too long.
Well, he said the commercials, which are a lot. I said the sideline reporters, Beth Mowens, stuff like that.
No. Beth is nice.
I'm sure she is.
What do you hate about Hugh Freeze?
The dirtiest piece of shit in college football. Should not be in college football. It took a morally depraved institution to hire him, and they did that, and he's going to win. He's a really good-ass football coach, but if you shake his hand, you better wipe it off quickly.
I hate the holier than now people that are actually like the worst.
Yeah, like Dabo.
Well, we don't know he's the worst. We don't know.
Go.
What do you hate about the Pac-12?
That every year that they get mad when we don't talk about them on this podcast.
Well-
you ever notice that? It's like, oh, Unnecessary Roughness hates the Pac-12. I don't know. Be fucking better.
They want us to give a shit, and they don't give a shit. I'm so tired of watching Stanford games with 7 people in the crowd or UCLA games with 28 people in the crowd. Like, UCLA was good last year, and they had the most embarrassing crowds ever. Like, if you cared, we'd care, but you don't care.
And there are people that listen to this podcast who say we never mentioned the Pac-12 when we went all season last year predicting a Pac-12 team being in the playoffs.
Go.
What do you hate about the Big Ten?
Divisions. I hate the fucking divisions. I know they're going away. I think that the divisions stink. I hate it.
I don't know what I hate about the Big Ten as a whole.
There's a lot of
Jack's energy right now is sucking my hate out. I don't like it. He's just sitting there.
There's a lot of schools within the Big Ten that just stink, and it really brings the conference down. You can look at a lot of schools right now in the SEC and say, oh, they're bad, but there's really only one that's bad all the time, and it's Vanderbilt, and they've even came up. That Big Ten last year was just kind of gross.
That West was awful.
Like, I mean, you look at
Big Ten West games are hard to watch.
Yeah, you look at the Rutgers of the world, the Indianas. Illinois had a nice run last year, but even when these teams, they pop up and they're really good for a season, like Michigan State, and then they just, like, there's just nothing. It's
This
like,
is what?
they go.
Any more?
Yep, 2 more. What do you hate about the Big 12?
I don't think they were very good last year, and they gave us a champion, or they gave us a national title contender that was not a national title contender. I just don't think there was really any very good teams in the Big 12 last year, and we acted like because they were all the same, they were all close. You're like, oh, look how competitive it is. Yeah, it's just none of them are any good.
I hate that the Big 12 just bowed down and gave Texas the Longhorn Network.
I mean, look, Kansas State won the Big 12 last year. They lost to Tulane at home, and Alabama beat them by 90.
Yeah, the Big 12 really, their fans are really big times. They'll point at the SEC. They're like, look at what we are compared to you guys. You guys, there's nothing like the Big 12, or they compare themselves to the SEC. I hate when schools, conferences do that. It's almost like you're a fighter that's kind of good, comparing yourself to the champion. You can't. He'd knock you out.
Continue.
Last one. What do you hate about the ACC?
That they have allowed Dabo and Clemson to dominate for way too long. Florida State finally is rising off the mat and fighting back, but they've allowed it to become a one-team conference, and it sucks.
I hate the ACC fans, most specifically the Clemson fans. Last year, I think Clemson fans were some of the most annoying people on Twitter because they happened to be the best team in the conference. No one else is fucking good in the conference, and then when you guys lose a game or two and it's like all about the ACC, it's like, no, you guys are allowed to suck.
All right, I think we can put a wrap on Hate Week. 2 hours of hate, right?
Yeah, just about.
Noah, do you have anything that you hate?
Wow, he's holding up a piece of paper where he has written down, wow, you hate those ethnic groups right there?
Brandon.
That's Noah, I'm not going to read that out loud. Is that?
And that's our show, folks.
And that's our show, folks.